you're playful, give it time. I'll make you mine, girl, your hand in mine. I'll lead you far away, girl, so divine. Our lips touch, our eyes close. Pull me down, drown me in this thing I'm feeling. Round and round, our world is turning upside down. Tell me how I could be the one you're needing, girl. Your touch is driving me wild. I want your body on me. This moment is fleeting, so don't go away. I want your body on me. This moment is magic, I want you to stay. I want your body on me. This moment is fleeting, so don't go away. I want your body
GMS.
on me. This moment is magic, I want you to stay. Your body on me.
First,
We want to make each other happy, you know? That's just in our nature. And it means everything. Everything we do in our life doesn't mean anything if it doesn't make someone's life happy.
They keep each other high. When the rain pours down and the day goes dark, and it feels like we don't know who we are. Remember, you have me by
First.
your side. We're always together. When the rain pours down and the day goes dark, when it feels like we don't know who we are. Remember,
First.
you have me by your side. We're always together. When the rain pours down and the day goes dark, and it feels like we don't know who we are. Remember, you have
Gaming Morning Show.
the sounds of morning,
Early in the morning,
birds singing,
gotta feed the donkey.
the sun peeking
When
above the
you feed
horizon,
the donkey,
the gentle nudge from your morning alarm clock.
this is what he says.
A subtle reminder that today is a new day. A new day for you to watch Gaming Morning Show. The show where you'll find science lessons,
Says when I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly cooking them to death in an oven and eating their corpses. Wow.
I thought you
think
were
about
about
bread
to,
a whole new way.
I thought you were about to say orgasms for a second there. Did either of you ever have that happen when you were in like biology class and you're reading the
Have an
text?
orgasm? I've never orgasmed during
The biology text doesn't
Never.
do that for you? It's like, oh yeah.
great deals.
computers and accessories
Wait,
special bundle.
Mike, they got the super.
What is-
They got the super chroma color in. Did you know they had that? You
I know.
overpaid for your computer.
By a lot. I wonder if do you think they price match?
They might. Well, this is half off.
Can you take a screenshot of this and try to get a store price match?
And linguistic perfection.
Is that like when I roll my R's?
Do it again.
Romance.
Great.
Romance. See, everyone.
Oh, man.
It's not a hiss.
So let me hear your battle cry.
Kiki. Oh.
Kiki what?
As we all charge into Gaming Morning Show.
More like Kiki. Whoa, am I right?
Now, if only I could find a way out of this box. I'll catch up. Because GMS starts right now.
Morning, gamer. We are so excited that you are here wherever you may be on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. It is Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. That is Sean. I am Hefty Goof. It is good to see everybody. Man, what you been doing for like the last 48 hours? I mean, anyone been doing anything fun?
I can't believe we started the week on Wednesday. Like, why didn't we do anything the first 2 days?
It kind of feels like that, doesn't it?
What a blur.
Did you get any sleep last night?
I went to bed at like 7:30.
Who are you?
It was great.
See, you gotta hold that energy. You don't let that go. Okay, you gotta make sure that you know that going to bed at 7:30 all the time is amazing.
All right, I'll save up sleep for 2 days and not sleep and then sleep all at once. I'll keep doing that.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did kind of have like a debt to make up, didn't you?
I think I learned the wrong lesson.
Well, and here I am. So we had dinner last night because Sean and I live 4 minutes away, and we're brothers-in-law and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there being like, "Man, how was your nap?" And I knew that he didn't get a nap. Turned out he kind of got a nap.
I sure did. You know, when you're tired enough, any few minutes, you know, you have a cancellation in your schedule and have a 15-minute gap, and your desk is right there, and your head just fits perfectly on the desk. You just lay down and take a little nap for like 10 minutes. It was great.
But you're no one had to come in and wake you up first, right?
No, it was perfect. At that particular office, some of my patients are coming out of a massage right next to my room, and that door opening is loud enough that if I'm dozing off, it wakes me up. So I was dozing off, door opened, I woke up, washed my hands, was ready to go. It was perfect.
Excuse me, doctor. You get tapped on the shoulder. Actually, it's like, doctor, your 9 o'clock is here. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm ready. Wasn't like that.
How much did they pledge? Oh, not enough. Going back to sleep.
Are we playing Power Washer Simulator? I'm here. So I go over there and I'm like, oh, did you get a nap? And I heard that story, which was hilarious. By the way, good morons, you Jelly. Scott Chick is here. Downs is here. Kate Zaid allegedly was first. 5:42 on the West Coast. Kate Zaid started the show up for us. Thank you for turning the power on, getting the lights ready. All that stuff was very important. I asked Sean, it's like, did you get a nap? And made that joke, and then I was like, well, I fell asleep for a couple hours, and it was good because, you know, I only slept for like 3 hours the night before. And Sean's like, I've slept 5 hours the last 2 days. Like,
Combined.
yeah, total. Cumulatively. I was like, wow. So, yeah.
It's a long couple days.
Yeah.
Totally worth it, though. I'd do it again.
Well, so would I, and thank you. On that note, we put up the thank you banner on top of our Twitter, on top of our Facebook gaming page. We can't say enough about all the support. We'll give you all the stats coming up toward the end of the week. We've been in touch with Player vs. Hunger. Again, big thanks to Fluffy Pancake for following on Twitch yesterday, who runs the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. Definitely we'll do it again for another anniversary special coming up in September. Thank you to all the Patreon anniversary subscribers. You can find out more about our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. All right. Like I said, it's the 8th of September. Sean's here for a little bit. Are you going to make it into the 7 o'clock hour?
It's kind of like yesterday. I could probably stay till 7:30 to make it easy.
Okay, we can do what's best for you as well. Theo will be here in the final 2 hours as well. We got a whole bunch of fun stuff, including the information about GMS Plays. We'll tell you when GMS Plays will return and what game will be premiering, which we're super excited about. Jellybone has a Colonel Sanders cosplay coming up on the 12th of September. That's this upcoming Sunday. Go to her channel at 9 a.m. Pacific time to check that out. It is Star Trek Day It is Pardon Day, which I glanced at and was like, oh, it's Patreon Day. Well, that's cool. They've moved fast to build themselves a day of the day.
Happy Patreon Day.
Woo. Sean,
Oh yeah.
it's Quiet Day.
Okay, we can just talk like this the whole time.
It's Quiet Day.
Just-
The same as ASMR Day.
Let's just whisper all day.
No.
Just won't.
If I yell, do those go away? Why is that so creepy?
I don't know, but it is super creepy. Maybe we should make our own whispering sound.
Yeah, can we revamp that a little bit, please?
Make it a little less creepy.
I wonder if Kate could do that for us, since Kate booted everything up. Oh, look, it's Mike O. I've arrived for like 8 minutes.
All right, let's get all the Mike O stuff out.
I wish I had like a little timer I could put right here. I'd be like 8 minutes. Let's see how close to 8 minutes Mike can be. Mike, you can just tell whatever you're doing in real life. I got stuff to do, like hanging out with Gaming Morning Show. So
We are the best.
that's happening. It's Iguana Awareness Day, which is cool because the other day Mike got an iguana.
Is that what kind of lizard it is?
Oh, isn't it the same? Like, isn't
All lizards are the same?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what makes an iguana.
Ah,
It's
I'm
an
sure it's
iguana.
fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, look.
Yeah, it's like
Look how weird Mike spelled iguana. He put like extra letters in there.
I love that band though, Styx. They had some great songs. It's Actors Day. National Ampersand Day. I like that day.
Nice.
It's about damn time we got some respect for the ampersand, huh?
And
Yeah. That's right. What was the? This would be fun. If Kalaf was here already, I'd ask Kalaf to find out. Was the ampersand always for the purposes of like substituting and? Right?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or did the ampersand like show up for some other reason?
Just got relegated to being and.
Comma, you Mara sticks. I know that's not how that's pronounced. This can't be, right? Your
It fit better for the song.
Euromastics. Comma, Euromastics. Makes me giggle. It's World Physical Therapy Day. Honestly, if it had been World Therapy Day, I was thinking about making the topic of the day because I'm always up for talking about therapy. But it's World Physical Therapy Day, which is still very worthwhile therapy. International Literacy Day as well, which every time that you think about, should I be reading more? Just remember, somewhere, LeVar Burton is standing behind someone at a library saying,
I love this bit so much. Take a look.
ooh, tickled me in my ear muscles. So, whoa!
If we ever meet LeVar Burton for some reason, we have to tell him that bit and see if he'd recreate it and then report back to us.
For some reason, I feel like LeVar would, but that's just maybe that's just
I
a
think you would
hopeful
have.
dream.
I think you would have so much fun with it. Although I don't think he can show up to a library without making like a big scene.
I don't know. You can get
He'd have to go in disguise.
people get kind of head down, locked into what they're working on. It might work. It might work.
Yeah, but if you're in the library and you're a reader, you would just feel it. He'd walk in and you'd be like, LeVar Burton's here.
Okay, well, apparently, Jelly says that, Jelly can still reach out to him. Still has
Do
the
it.
contract. So,
That'd be great.
substitute K-Labs, Downs and Jelly say the origin of the ampersand can be traced to the Latin word et, meaning and. The E and the T that make up the word were occasionally written together to form a ligature, a character consisting of two or more joined letters. And then Jelly goes on to say that the very first ampersand was a ligature, that is a character.
Ligature's a character. Oh, it's there too. I think they found the same source.
Well, yeah, but Jelly does go a little bit further, saying, and
Yeah.
per se, and eventually evolved into ampersand, the word we know and love today. And nice work. The rest is history. Whether that was an editorial on you, Jelly, or they wrote that was great. Either way.
That's great. Thanks, guys. Each of you get half of Calef's salary for the day.
Wow. Sorry, Calaf, you got to report for work, or else
Yep.
we just give it away.
Give it away.
The topic of the day, Blue's Clues, is trending. Did you see this before this morning at all? Have you even looked at it by chance?
No, I only saw it this morning on the rundown.
All right. Steve,
Blues
I
Clues.
think, was the original Blues Clues dude. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed up on the Nick Jr. account yesterday. And it was all like, hey, you remember that time that, like, I was doing Blues Clues and then I took off for college?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we really didn't say anything about it.
Did he finally graduate?
I didn't even ask. I just kind of assumed that had gone according to plan. I mean, Steve didn't start talking about crippling student debt or anything, so it's a little bit more upbeat than that. But yeah, Steve just showed up and was like, well, I'm really sorry that I kind of just ditched y'all. And I wasn't a huge Blues Clues fan, but I get the impression that when Steve left the show, kind of hurt a whole bunch of, like, 5-year-olds. Where'd Steve go? And then when you sit there and think about that, that kind of makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did talk about that? Okay, well, I mean, that's a worthwhile subject to talk about. So, that's funny. I didn't remember that part. Good morning, Dandy Daydreamer. It's good to see you. Good moron to you.
Top of the moron.
So we're asking you, what is your favorite childhood show? Because I wasn't into Blues Clues, but it also came out when I was, a lot
Right.
older.
We were too old for Blues Clues.
Like Sesame Street was kind of my childhood education, and that's just 2 reasons for that. 1, I was that age, and 2, we had like 3 channels, so there wasn't a lot on.
True.
What do you consider your favorite childhood show, or one of your favorite? Just Sean Easy.
So I saw this question on there, so I was thinking about it, and a lot of the stuff, the first stuff that came to my mind were like shows that I watched when I was young, but not necessarily like children's shows. So like the difference between like something on Nickelodeon, like Rugrats, versus something like Blues Clues, which is like a children's show. And I think my top in the category of like true like kids shows, like children's programming, like Sesame Street, Blues Clues, that I watched at like that age were Mr. Rogers was huge. I loved Mr. Rogers. And then Fraggle Rock was amazing.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of Fraggle Rock when I was like little. And a show that was similar to Fraggle Rock, but not as widely known, that at least that I've been able to find, is Eureka's Castle. Does anyone know Eureka's Castle? That one was also a lot of fun.
There were a lot of shows that I didn't know about, but see, like, I think of childhood education shows as educational, which I think Barney was. Some people are saying Barney, according to Dandy. Apparently loved Barney, because Barney was educational, right? Like taught numbers and counting and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would fit.
Yeah, because like
I never really watched Barney.
You never did? I don't even remember. We'd have to see when it came out, because again, it probably just wasn't on the channels I had. Down said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I'm all on board with, but that was that was like a cartoon.
Yeah, right? And that fits into that other category, at least in my mind. And this is a pretty arbitrary split for me. Ninja Turtles would be up there if you're just talking like kid appropriate cartoons.
Whoops. What if you're talking about not kid appropriate cartoons? Because sometimes Ninja Turtles, I mean,
it's pretty violent. I mean, all the fighting and swords.
I have some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like tangents we could go on, but Downs, I'm right there with you. I love that show. Sesame Street has to be the one that was more of like you learn stuff from this kind of show.
Yeah, that's good for sure.
But Fraggle Rock was good, and I think Fraggle Rock had some of those like more like life lessony lessons in it.
Yeah.
Right? How to not be a bad friend, those kind of things. Well, there you go. Downs learned everything from Ninja Turtles.
I did learn at one point about Ninja Turtles where they had their weapons, but they never really used their weapons for fighting because they didn't want it to be that violent. So they always had like they posed with their weapons, but then never really used them. And I like fitting that into the lore where they liked having weapons, but they never actually like learned how to use them. And so they're like pull out their swords and their sais, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna set these down so I don't hurt myself, and just kick and punch.
That's true though, because in the first Ninja Turtles movie, they, or, maybe it was the second one, I can't remember. One of the two, like I've read since that they never fought with their weapons because one of the movies was considered too violent. Probably the first one is what I'm guessing. Because which one was the one where Leonardo got the heck beat out of him? And they had.
I think that was the
revive.
first one.
Okay, so I think that one was too violent, and so in the second one they barely used their weapons. Like I think there's a scene in the second one Michelangelo uses like sausages.
Sausages. Yep.
Okay, so I have my timeline
Yep.
correct.
Yeah, the first Ninja Turtles movie is like surprisingly dark.
Yeah. And the movie studio was like, this isn't fun. Oh,
Who woke these guys up?
yeah, Monkey's pretty good at this game. According to Dandy, I don't remember much from my childhood. You'd get along with Hefty Wife. we learn more and more about Hefty Wife's childhood as we go along. So, ooh, and Jelly brings up Little Bear and Berenstein Bears. Yeah, Berenstein Bears had a cartoon. I mean, I liked Berenstein Bears. Their books were pretty good for like life lesson type stuff too. Too much TV, too much candy. I don't think I necessarily have lived those. But yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, Splinter was tortured in the first TMNT movie. Holy cow. They weren't messing around. Oh, I started my break a little bit too late, or else I had that. Good center. Oh, it was Raphael who was in a coma for the first one.
Uh-oh.
Ah, Culty Vibes is here. Good moron to you, Culty. Nice purple in the name. Purple Crew is here for you.
Purple.
Oh, well, Jelly. What if we had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
do
watch
it.
party?
Don't do it. Oh, you did it.
What if we did?
At least you didn't do table read.
It wouldn't be a bad table read. There's enough parts in there.
It's true.
Mean Age Mutant Ninja Nurples. Whoa. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, I knew this. These two can fly. We got gaming news coming up next. Well, and I don't know how I know so much about Blue's Clues. Like, it wasn't on when I was a kid. Maybe it was just on enough. But like, they had the letter thing and the salt and pepper shakers.
Blue's Clues was the perfect, like, even being too old for it, like your homesick show.
That's true.
It was fantastic because it was good. Like, clearly wouldn't be watching it all the time in like middle school, but like you're homesick and you're laying on the couch being all not feeling good. Throw on some Blue's Clues. It's pretty good.
And
Hang out with Face for the day.
And my understanding is Blue's Clues like pioneered that one thing in children's television, which was the waiting for a response.
Yeah, you like call to action for kids.
Yeah. And so I'd sit there, and when I would watch it, and they'd have those pauses where it's like, what color is the brick? And then they'd wait. I'd be like, it's freaking green. Let's go. But they'd still wait for everyone to answer, and I would get frustrated.
Yeah.
Got stuff
And
to
then
do.
they had kids that would be like green. Oh,
Got
it's
credit
coming
for
in
an
too
epic
hot.
save though.
Yeah, it was interesting watching that kind of show with my kids because my kids were the exact opposites of each other. They would do that. They'd be like, "What color's the brick?" And my daughter would sit there and then she'd look at me. She'd be like, "They're gonna say what color?" I mean, I know it's green, but why are they waiting? This is weird. And then my son came along a few years later, and they'd be like, "What color is the brick?" He'd be like, "Green." Like, oh, it works. He gets it. Sometimes he'd seem annoyed too. They'd be like, "What color is the brick?" He's like, "It's green." My goodness, you're much older than me. You should know what color the brick is. It's clearly green.
That's funny. I just like
Come
how
on, Joe.
your daughter's like. I mean,
I'm not participating. I know this is a sham.
That's funny. Does anyone remember Stickly from Nickelodeon? No.
Sure do. Does anyone remember his address still?
What? What is this lore? I mean, part of this again goes back to Jelly. I didn't have Nickelodeon growing up, so
Man, you were missing out.
I did.
Nickelodeon's the best.
we would go to my grandma's house. Had a bigger cable package. You know what they say about a bigger cable package, right?
Nickelodeon.
More channels. We'd watch.
Jelly remembers Stickley's address.
All right, well, hit us up.
You could send like fan stuff to Nickelodeon to Stickley.
Oh, really?
like a
Scruff
cable
McGruff,
box, I'm pretty
Chicago,
sure.
Illinois, 60652. That's something like that. I'm not far off.
Yeah, like that.
Anyway, we'd watch like our Clarissa Explains It All. This one we were older, but my grandma would actually tape some of those for us because my grandma.
Oh.
So go grandma.
Grandma's like the best.
It's
We were
6:28.
we were the opposite. We had cable, and we'd spend a lot of time at my mom's parents' house, and they didn't have cable, and so we'd go from our house where we could watch all these shows, and then we'd go there and be like, "There's nothing on these 5 channels. Why do you only have these 5 channels? This is terrible."
Down says TMNT from last week. We have the address. We got to get to the news, and then we'll come back to some of this stuff. 6:28 on the West Coast, 9:28 out on the East Coast, and is 2:29 for those watching now in the UK. It's time to get informed what is going on in the world, video game wise, and for that we go to our hashtag video game expert. It's Sean.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, so they say, September 8th, 2021, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News. It's been a weird week in terms of gaming news because there's not a lot going on, and I can't figure out why that is. Maybe we're just kind of in the end of summer lull. I just don't know. We will have some stuff Friday because tomorrow there is a PlayStation event. Tomorrow afternoon, off the top of my head, I want to say it's like 1 p.m. Pacific time, but don't quote me on that. So we should have something to talk about for that on Friday. But for now, which is a weird, slow news week. So here's the things I found to talk about today. First up, I guess, is news. We have talked about this before, and that's the fact that Top Gun Maverick, which is an expansion for the Microsoft Flight Simulator, has been delayed along with the film. This is from Charlie Hall of Polygon. And so, as the title implies, the movie Top Gun Maverick was pushed back from Thanksgiving all the way to Memorial Day weekend, May 27th, 2022, which means that the Top Gun themed expansion for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which was scheduled to tie into that movie release, has also been pushed, which makes sense. If you have this big deal, and you're trying to release them pretty close to one another to make it splash, you would delay it. So it seems like both the movie and this expansion are pretty close to being ready to go, but delayed for now. So we'll look forward to those in May of 2022.
Well, yeah, all of it makes sense. I don't even remember you bringing up the expansion for Flight Simulator, but that's a great tie-in, first and foremost. Kudos to the movie studio and Microsoft. But, like, how much fun would that be? Like, to play, like, a dogfight in the Microsoft Flight Simulator engine?
They're doing some really cool stuff with Microsoft Flight Simulator between the work they're doing to, like, make certain areas of the world pretty to fly through and see like some of the details. They've added races. They're gonna have these fighter jets and fighting with the Maverick expansion. Like there's a lot of cool stuff. I kind of want to play Flight Simulator
Yeah, I
for the
think
first time in a decade.
I think you should get all this stuff for it. That's just my personal opinion. Like you should get like a cockpit and
Like a stick.
a
And,
joystick. Yeah, that you should definitely do that.
yeah, I'll get rid on that.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, Ubisoft. A while ago, they had a chief creative officer leave, and I don't remember the exact situation for why they left. I don't think it was a positive thing, but I can't remember if they were like booted out or if they stepped down because of something they said, because that's been happening a lot. Well, they finally named a replacement for the disgraced chief creative officer. This is from Tom Phillips of Eurogamer. Ubisoft veteran Igor Manso has been promoted to serve as Ubisoft's next chief creative officer. He was formerly a creative director of Steep and Riders Republic at Ubisoft, and he'll take on the new role, which sees him defining and nurturing Ubisoft's overall creative vision and guiding the creative direction of its games so that they are accessible, irresistible, and enriching for all players. I kind of like that. Accessible, irresistible, and enriching for all players.
Yeah, all those things I think are good things.
Yeah, this is good. So we'll see him in his new role. As much as we see in the public the chief creative officer.
I mean, as a creative person, kind of wish we had a little more visibility for the CCO.
That's right.
Also,
That's right.
good song, Little CCO. I don't know the rest of the BTO song. Or is it GT? It's GTO. Damn it, I'm gonna have to look now.
And then last news story of the day, something that I missed upon initial launch, but they were talking about it over at gamesindustry.biz, so I thought I'd share this. And this is the fact that the first ever Paralympics video game is now available. This weekend, the 2020 Summer Paralympics drew to a close, and to tie in with that, this game that's been out since June, and like I said, I had no idea. They hosted an in-game concert as part of their closing ceremonies during the weekend. But this is a game. Sorry, it's hidden in here. The Pegasus Dream Tour, which is a officially licensed Paralympics game. So this is worth checking out, especially if they're going to be doing like in-game concerts and stuff. Like that's pretty cool. Olympics games are, they're all over the place. There have been some form of Summer Olympics games since 1992, and even a handful of Winter Olympics games. And some years, like this past Olympics, we even get multiple with the Olympics games. This year there was the regular officially licensed Olympics video game. There's also Mario and Sonic at the Olympics games. There's also a Sonic only Olympics title for mobile. Like there were Olympics games all over the place, but this is the first officially licensed Paralympics games. So that's pretty cool.
I clicked this link, and one of the quotes is, "Mobile is one of the largest growing markets, far more accessible. And since the purpose of this game is to promote the appeal of the Paralympics to a large number of people, we chose mobile as the platform. Many of our target players are not accustomed to using both hands to move their avatars around freely, so we designed the game so that it can be played easily and automatically without the need for advanced techniques." That's according to somebody in this article. I don't know what their role is, but I'm gonna read this article because I agree. This is something, and I specifically give you a ton of credit too, because you're such a big Olympics fan. I don't watch enough Olympics, let alone the Paralympics, which come afterward, and you have exposed me to more of both some of the like lesser known, less popular per se Olympic sports, let alone the amount of Paralympics I watch. So that might be a fun game to play.
Yeah, it's worth checking out, and especially if it's going to become like more of a platform that's going to continue for the next few years, rather than the typical pattern of, all right, this Olympics game is out, and then in 2 years they're going to launch a Winter Olympics game, and then 2 more years they're going to launch another Summer Olympics game. Like maybe this one will just stick around and they'll just have Winter Paralympics events as we get closer to that. So worth keeping an eye. I like it. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News, with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Struggling. It's out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Struggling is out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Wow.
I guess Struggling takes it. Really struggling here.
Well, that's a bummer. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Struggling's a perfectly fine game. Sorry, Struggling. But
Maybe there aren't any games out, and in fact they were like, hey, we're really struggling over here.
maybe the developer of Struggling looked around the calendar of what's coming out and was like, oh, look, an opportunity.
That's the one.
That's what they put it out today. Isn't it odd though on a Wednesday not to have any other games?
Yeah, that's like a Monday thing. So, guess not. Guess we're doing it on Wednesday this week.
All right. Well, if you're struggling today, you're not alone because it's out today on PS4 and Xbox One. If you are struggling today, though, I hope your day gets better, but certainly thank you for letting GMS be part of it. You can find all of our past Name of the Mornings, which are now eligible to become Name of the Month giveaways, which, I mean, man, let's reminisce about all the recent Name of the Month giveaways that we've done. We haven't since March, so
Someday.
it's tough.
How about next anniversary stream?
We just give them all away next. So we'll have, that's 12 months plus we've had about 5 months with that one. So we'll do like 18 of those. Did I just add 12 and 7 and got 18?
You sure did.
Math is tough. Search
Hashtag GMS name of the morning.
and you can find everything. All right. Congratulations to Struggling. If you want to learn more about our Patreon, which KJ just joined, you can go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. We have a subscriber kneecap and adopt Bob tier. One thing that we are going to do is we had an incentive, a perk is what I think Patreon calls them, a benefit of being a Patreon subscriber, and that was to get early access to a monthly podcast. We haven't done a monthly podcast. So we're going to remove that from all the tiers in which it is. And then we're going to find something to replace it with that would be more fun. Open to suggestions. If you have one, put it in our Discord. What could be something that we could add instead of having early access to a podcast that we're not doing? There's endless possibilities because we're not doing the first thing, so we can just add more things in there. So
Someone's gonna be like, hey, it'd be really cool if you guys did like a podcast. That'd be cool. You should do that.
yeah, you've never done
That's
that
what we
before.
really want.
No, that's a good point. You're right. Good moron to you, Jack. It is good to see you today.
Good moron.
It's not Wednesday. It can't be Wednesday unless we're being lied to by a big calendar. I believe it is.
Alexa, what day is it? I think she's unplugged.
Pathfinder says it's the 8th of September. This calendar's still here. I did not ship it out yesterday. Sorry, Kate Zaid. Did Kate ever say, does Kate just want that back end of the calendar? Or does Kate
No, I think she
want-
wanted it all.
Okay. I like how Jelly just proposed movie nights. Our simplest solution to this concern would be just to do all the watch parties that we've talked about for
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Scott Chick.
Oh man, yep.
Good
Top
moron.
of the moron.
It says it is
Downs
Wednesday.
agrees for movie nights. Yeah.
My Alexa says it's Wednesday, according to Scott Chick. Yeah, I mentioned Jack's here. KJ has checked in. It's good to see you. Kiki Lowe stopped in. I've got my work and lurk on. Hey, working and lurking. It works. Now, Jelly said something interesting about the Paralympics game. It'd be fun to find out if VR is an option for a game like that. And I don't know if with a mobile game, like sometimes they work with the cardboard thingy, but
Right.
I wonder, are there any Olympic games that are VR? Because what a great use of VR, right?
No, that to my knowledge there aren't any, but that would be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
All right, when the VR Olympic or Paralympic game comes out, we'll start doing watch parties. Mark my words. Mark my words. Coming up later on in the show, we're going to tell you about a bear that visits a California home. And it's on a sad circumstance. It's part of the Caldor fire that's going on in California. But first, imagine you're out mowing the lawn with your goats. How many of y'all mow the lawn with your goats?
Lawn mowing goat simulator.
Oh, I'm sorry, KJ. Yeah, I hope your internet gets better. That's exactly what happened to somebody in Michigan. According to Ben Hooper of UPI, the Southfield Police Department had officers have to go out because there was loose goats wandering about, and they found a whole bunch of them behind a resident's house. It was goats and rams. Goats and rams and goats and rams and goats and rams and goats and rams and goats and rams. So anyway, they responded. Turns out the animals did not belong to the person. Rounded up, took to animal control, and then it turns out that they were rented by a farmer in Tecumseh, Michigan. And they were there to clear some overgrowth out. They got loose and wandered around.
I love knowing that somewhere in the world, maybe not right where we are, but somewhere in the world, you can rent goats and rams to mow your overgrown lawn.
Goats and rams and goats and rams and goats and rams. They figured it out. According to this article, as you pointed out, this is an eco-friendly way. Instead of doing landscaping services, you can just get a whole bunch of goats. They'll clear unwanted plants. They also break up the soil and provide fertilizer. You know.
How did they do that? Do they like bring it? They carry it in on like buckets?
Yep. Well, surprisingly enough, fertilizer is all extracted by brushing goat and ram fur. You can look it up. It's on the internet.
Oh, chickens eat fleas? It's good to know.
You needed that like about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your first Ben Hooper story of the day. That's right. Yeah, Culty noticed that you and I both did different order for our beatboxing. Oh my gosh. Beatboxing goats and rams. So there was
he missed.
There's a flight attendant I follow on Instagram. It's one of those channels where it's like secrets behind being a flight attendant, right? And I find anything that's kind of like travel hacky interesting. And she was challenged by one of her followers to work boots and cats into the pre-boarding announcement.
Yes.
And so I just had expected her to like start rapping using boots and cats, or not rapping, but doing a techno beat. And all she did was get on the intercom, and she goes, "Oh, and one more fact for the day: if you say boots and cats real fast, you can beatbox." I was like, "Oh, that was a letdown." But it was also shot from like the POV of somebody holding it in front of her while like the doors were open to the cockpit. I was like, well, wait, they don't do those announcements when the doors to the cockpit are open. This was a ruse. And it was on that day that I learned that sometimes things that you see on the internet are fake.
Weird.
Yeah.
First time.
Dirty underbelly of the internet. I'm going to center this.
I'm going to be ready. Oh, he ruined it.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit the
had
ball.
it.
I meant to hit the car. I was trying to fullback block for you.
I was just nuzzling it in.
Yeah, we were plowing the road. Or I was plowing the road in front of you, and then I missed the last person. I hit the ball. Nice.
Oh, thanks, them.
Oh, never mind. I want to apologize to the internet. Downs tells me that everything is in fact real on the internet. My deepest apologies, internet. Did you know that tomorrow on Kiki Lowe's stream, Kiki's going to be introducing the other two... Well, it's not the other two. The other mystery, like, guest seeking love and the contestants for said guest on Love Royale. which is coming up on September 19th, yesterday announced the first group. I don't know how many there are. Is it a quartet or a trio or whatever, but how many people are going to be vying for the heart of Archie on Live Royale. So tune in tomorrow around 12 p.m. Pacific time for that announcement on Kiki Stream.
That's exciting.
Nice save. You're the regular Rocket League Tim Howard.
I have a clip on my PlayStation of a sequence of events, and this was from probably a couple weeks ago. I just forgot that I clipped it, so I'm gonna edit that down. But it's a series of events where you score for them, and then it puts us up 3-2, so it brings them within tying range, and time's almost out. And then they take a shot that's at the very tippy top of the goal, and I double jump up and block it when it's like 40%, 50% into the goal, and get an epic save to save our 3-2 victory.
Nice.
It was, and we were like mid conversation, so it was just very unceremonious. But I'm glad I clipped it because it was pretty good. So I'll cut that down and post it somewhere.
Jelly references Kiki's cousin.
Romance.
What? Listen, when we do these things, you need to just start doing them. Like, this is like when we found
it's
out
more
you could do
fun
them.
watching you not be able to do it.
We have our strengths. Let's play into the strengths.
Romance.
This whole time I'm sitting here sounding like a
Do
snake.
it just for context. You go ahead.
You're so perfect.
I am not.
Love everything about you. Romance.
You know, for a growly one, that wasn't bad.
I've had worse, for sure.
You've had more like guttural, sick-sounding ones.
Well, maybe I just need to be softer, more gentler with it. Romance. Nope, that was worse.
That one just sounded like you're trying to clear something out of your throat.
It's really angry at something. Rrr. I mean, we have a clip somewhere of me actually getting one.
Doing it
that's-
perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find that when I was looking through stuff. We'll have to track that.
Oh, I
down.
have a clip somewhere because I was so proud of it. So, but I remember we were doing something where like I just happened to do it, but I shouldn't have. Right? We were talking about something else.
It was so good.
And then I did it, and I was like, oh, "Did you hear that?" I had to stop everything because I was so proud of myself. I surprised myself. Allow myself to surprise myself.
Oh, I got blowed up.
Well, I was trying to center it, but then these two had to get in my way.
This will be centered. Nope,
Jelly says,
you ruined it.
I cannot roll my R's, so I assume I cannot ever be on Love Royale because of that. I think you have to believe, Jelly. Watch Kiki stream on Thursday. Find out the new competitors. Oh yeah, we didn't get back to a lot of that stuff, which was good stuff. All right, what's up here? Okay, yeah. So apparently, did talk about debt. He said life happens. You go to school and you get into student debt. Apparently, Downs learned everything that Downs knows from the Ninja Turtles.
Makes sense.
Oh, and yeah, this was the one. Jelly said older sisters would never let you watch Sesame Street. Did they have like a vendetta against Sesame? Oh, that's not where I wanted that to go. Against Sesame Street? Were they getting paid by like Nickelodeon to make sure no one watched PBS?
I loved Sesame Street.
I mean, I like parts
could
of
never-
Sesame Street.
I could never get my kids into Sesame Street. They never disliked it, but they were never like, I really want to watch Sesame Street. It was sad. I was looking forward to that being an excuse for me to watch Sesame Street.
Well,
Never worked out.
I mean, listen, it's 6:51. As parents, the worst thing as parents is when you are really excited to show your kids something, and then you show them, and they're like, it's fine. You're like, no, it's made up my whole childhood. What are you talking about? That's fine.
It's too bad. That was Ninja Turtles with my kids.
Really?
I shared Ninja Turtles with them. I had all of these toys. I pulled the toys out. They looked at them for like 5 minutes. They're like, "Oh, those were cool," but nah, I'm good.
Wow.
It's too bad. They did go through a Power Rangers phase though, so those toys got played with quite a bit.
I didn't realize that you had done the full-blown Ninja Turtles reveal.
Yeah, they weren't impressed, so that's fine. It's fine.
Well, that's
Ryan
not-
and I will watch it by ourselves.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's on them. Nothing you can do. The Sesame Place opened as soon as I was old for it, and I was crushed. Oh, like, do they have like a real live like Sesame Street place? I didn't know that.
That's cool.
Jelly says, so I blame them for my dyslexia, and now they feel really bad to this day. They should. You could have helped. You could help Jelly not have dyslexia. Come on now, sisters. Sorry, I would have let you watch Sesame Street
That's true.
if I was your older brother.
Yeah. I would have encouraged it as your older brother. Been like, you should watch this. You're gonna learn a lot.
Good moron to you.
Good moron.
Load last checkpoint. It's good to see you this morning. Downs is suggesting you give the kids back.
Yeah, I had that thought, but they redeemed themselves by getting into Power Rangers for a bit because that was fun playing with those toys and watching old episodes of Power Rangers with them.
Didn't let me watch Big Bird? Well, Jelly, if you ever get out to the Northwest and there's not a pandemic, I will take you to the planetarium in Portland, and we will watch the Sesame Street stargazing thing.
It's so good.
All right. Good moron to you, Kajito. It's time for birthdays this day in
Top
gaming
of the
history.
moron.
If you have any birthdays to celebrate, please let us know in the chat, because today is activist Ruby Bridges' birthday, 67 years old. Ruby was someone who went to school, I think it was in Louisiana, yeah. In Louisiana, it was the first African-American child to desegregate the all-white William France Elementary School during the New Orleans school desegregation crisis in November 1960. That's according to Wikipedia. So 67th birthday to Ruth Bridges.
Happy birthday.
Who else has a birthday today? Ruby Bridges, excuse me. Brooke Burke, 50 years old. This is celebrity birthdays. Martin Freeman
Once
is
appeared
50.
in an episode of Monk as a reporter.
I never got into Monk.
Me neither.
And I like Tony. Is it Tony Shalhoub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Tony in Wings, which was an old NBC show.
Yeah.
Tim Daly
Wings is
was in
good.
that show. Yeah.
I bet that show does not hold up, but I kind of want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, Lloyd, the janitor,
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment Tonight. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Jelly, if you were to come to Portland, Oregon, you could bring anyone you want.
Yep.
We'll make it work. Actually, we'll talk about this after birthdays. Someone remind me after birthdays about the Airbnb for GMS anniversary. Okay. Martin Freeman is 50. I don't know anything about Martin Freeman.
His fun facts, not good.
Actor
Like
David
one of his biggest
Arquette.
roles.
Trio of 50-year-olds above the fold today. David Arquette is 50 as well.
Looking 50 in this picture. He looks retired.
Ouch. Get wrecked. David Arquette apparently married Courtney Cox, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm bad at the celebrity gossip.
Actor Lorenz Tate is 46 today. Singer Pink is 42.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, sorry, load last checkpoint. Saying The Hobbit is not helping me with Martin Freeman, but that's because I didn't watch The Hobbit. Culty vibes. You're lurking now?
Like a scene from a movie. Let's make it juicy. Let's make it juicy. From a movie.
There you go.
Yeah, so Jelly calls out Martin Freeman's role as Watson, Dr. Watson, in the Benedict Cumberbatch version of Sherlock. That was his fun fact. That's one of his like biggest modern roles, and that was his fun fact. It's a terrible fun fact.
Huh. Pink is 42 today. I kind of liked Pink.
Yeah.
Like longevity wise too. Like I mean, Pink's probably hit the scene 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm still on board with Pink. So. Wiz Khalifa is 34 today. Oh, was on the Masked. Did you see there? Like the Masked Singer is churning out seasons. Like I eat Skittles. I don't need that many Skittles, but you get my point.
You could have just gone generic candy.
I mean, Skittles delicious, but I don't eat them very often. I like tasting the rainbow and all that stuff, but it's not like I have a bag of Skittles back here.
I don't know. They might be behind that curtain.
I wish I did. But anyway, yeah, Masked Singer, Wiz Khalifa, 34 today.
Yeah, we kind of fell off of Masked Singer, and now there's just so much.
Well, yeah, I think that's part of it. Is Fox kind of took that idea and then was like, hey, now we have an Avatar one where they show up in their like digital representations, and then they had like the Masked Dancer. It was too much.
Yep.
Fox.
Yep. Beat it into the ground.
Actress Sierra Capri, I believe, is 23 today.
Nice.
Could be Capri. Anyone else?
Could be. There's at least one drummer. Where'd he go? Drummer Richard Hughes of Keane is 46. I enjoy Keane. Keane's really good. They have some nice music. They once played a concert, like a really small concert at USC on campus. We were just walking through campus, and there was this like tiny stage. It was only like a foot off the ground, so it's like a short stage set up right in the middle of like the main part of campus, and they were playing, and they had a keyboard, and one guy had an acoustic guitar, and then the drummer, this guy apparently Richard Hughes, was just sitting on one of those boxes that like serves as a drum, and that was his instrument for the day. So it was like a just really small, broken down, intimate concert, and they were just playing some of their like biggest songs. I was like, what is this? Did Keane just show up and they're like, hey, we're playing a gig here? Like it was really cool, but it was just very unusual.
Bassist Will Lee of the CBS Orchestra from the Late Night with David Letterman is 69 today.
Nice.
Let's see. This day in gaming history. 1999, so no chance to play Lawsuit or Not Lawsuit today. Square EA released Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation. We had Final Fantasy like yesterday, like 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They must follow a similar release schedule. Nintendo brought out Game Boy Advance SP units in Flame Red and Onyx in 2003.
Flame Red.
Flame
It was
Red. Hot console there. Game Boy Advance came out with Final Fantasy Tactics from Nintendo same year. 2005, Microsoft announced prices for its Xbox Live Online service. Listen, I've been a PlayStation person since the beginning, but Xbox kind of got a lot of the internet part right from the get-go. I think PlayStation's caught up, but yeah.
Well, they were definitely ahead of everyone else in terms of like, hey, you want to play online? This is the service. You need to pay us monthly for the service so you can play online. And then, generation later, PlayStation is like, hey, it's not a bad idea. You need to have PlayStation Plus to play online now.
2008, 2K Sports revealed NHL 2K9. I do like hockey games. There was a hockey game, it's like 3-on-3 arcade or something. That was pretty good. 2009, Codemasters released Dirt 2. Same year, South Peak put out Trine, something.
We'll go Trine.
Okay.
That
Verdict.
seems right.
All right. It's 701. The Hubs has all the Final Fantasy games, says KJ. Masked Gaming Morning Show got Dance. That's a proposal from RHS Jack. We can see what would happen. Scott Chick says, Pink is amazing. Saw her live a couple years ago. Absolutely mind-blowing. And Kajito has given me permission to get Skittles. Well, okay.
Get it.
I will. We were thinking for the second GMS anniversary special, which comes September 2022. Which thank you again for everyone who supported us with our first one. What if the GMS host got an Airbnb, and then we all were in the same spot at the same time? Could that be fun?
That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe we could get
That'd
like
be
an
dope.
Airbnb big enough where like more people could come.
For a party.
Interesting. We're thinking about. Scott Chick is actually going to host us in Scotland at the castle. So, thanks, Scott Chick. All right, when we come back next hour, we will have our top 10 list. It is Blues Clues Day. So we found a list. This one is 10 kids shows that are actually great. I don't know if they're current kids shows or if they're past kids shows, but we'll share that list with you coming up. What's the collective noun for air? It's Airbnbis. No, that wouldn't be it. Because I would be plural and the S would be unnecessary. Also, we'll have sports. Miss Theo will join us as well. Rachel and Lady Axrella, thank you for the follows on Twitch. We certainly appreciate that. KJ, thank you for the host on Twitch. And you can like us over on Facebook Gaming. Remember, likes and the reaction things on Facebook Gaming are always very much appreciated. That is kind of the key to their whole thing. If you're watching on YouTube, it's good to see you this morning. You can find all of our past videos and shows on demand at YouTube. We'll be back. That's Sean. I'm Hefty Goof. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.
About this, so he said, "You're with us, Scottsdale. Everything is new. Nobody's asking you. Nobody knows about you. With us, Scottsdale, you're doing bigger things. And from what I can see, you're doing everything." Now I'm seeing everything different than I ever see before. I'm just feeling different.
Naughty step, Mike. Oh, I get. I'm stuck. What are you doing, Stepcopia?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Early in the morning, gotta feed the donkey. And when you feed the donkey, this is what he says.
Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw.
Down nips. Oh, I like
AJ
how it
plays like I play.
flashes. So it's clearly not a word that's on this list, but it flashes when I touch the nips.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, list of the day and sports. Join our Discord. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. And follow us on Twitter @WatchGMS. Thank you for your support of GMS. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamers. We're excited that you're here. It is Wednesday, September the 8th, 2021. How's everyone doing? It's Miss Theo. That is Sean. I am Hefty Goof. It is good to see you wherever you may be on all said platforms. Jack is here, Superphonic, Kate Zaid checking in, KJ, Jellybone Jabroni. It's great to see all the great folks in chat. We've had Downs for quite a while on the show. Culty Vibes was here this morning. Kajito, Scott Chick. Oh my gosh, what a great host of characters this morning. Superphonic says, Mike looks good after his sleep.
It's true.
It's another bodysuit, yeah.
No!
Robot Theo's
Okay.
back. It's so good.
No, it's not.
Good. Maybe not.
That's funny. All right, well, go ahead and just mute yourself.
Yeah.
Plug in your headphones, all this stuff.
Blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Man, what happened? I thought we were in good shape with Theo's computer and Discord. Theo's computer and Discord, not big fans of one another.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, at least your microphone never sounds like a robot. At least we have that going for us. Because if you start sounding like a robot, then we just may have to cancel the show. So thank goodness that never happens. Ever.
My microphone always sounds absolutely perfect, no matter what. So good.
That was actually does sound pretty good. Well, when Miss Theo gets back, which maybe now, we'll see how it works.
Mic check.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
I think we're okay.
Which one are you on?
I same setup. I just restarted Discord.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Actually,
Okay, so-
well, you're on a Mac, aren't you?
Yeah.
So honestly, sometimes I use a Mac for Discord, and I have to do the exact same thing, where I have to just quit out of Discord and go back in. So
Oh. Okay. Well, now we know the solution.
the solution to our problems has been solved.
Yes.
All right, Miss Theo is here. Miss Theo's fantastic, wonderful person. You can find Miss Theo's new single available to watch on YouTube. There's a video, and then most recently published some behind the scenes of how it was made, which was pretty okay.
Oh, yes. Did you see that a dog bit me?
Was that during the shoot?
Literally the day before I left for Oahu, I was like doing my laundry and this dog came out of the elevator. Cute, tiny little dog. And I was like, oh, how cute. And it got scared and it bit me. And its name was Theo. So I was like, is the universe trying to tell me something?
There can only be one.
Apparently, Theo the dog did not like my existence. It was like, pfft.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get wrecked, Theo the dog.
Good morning, everybody.
Downs said Miss Theo's BTS was hilarious. And Downs is happy that real Miss Theo is here. Okay, 7:13, we have 10 kids shows that are actually great coming up. And the reason, Theo, is because our topic of the day is because Blue's Clues was trending yesterday. The original host, I want to say, of Blue's Clues,
What
Steve,
happened? What did he do?
showed up on the internet and was like, hey, you remember that time that I was hosting Blue's Clues? And then I left, and y'all didn't know where I went?
Yes.
And everyone was super sad. Well,
Yes.
for the 25th anniversary, Steve was back. So
But what happened to him?
he
Did
just
he
went,
tell the story?
he went to college and amassed huge amounts of student debt.
Why would he do that when he was Steve from Blue's Clues?
Well, college.
I mean, I get it. Live your life. I get it. You
That's
live
all
your
got.
life.
Just go to college and everything will be fine, right, chat?
For sure. The actor, the behind the scenes was asked multiple times, like, well, why'd you choose to leave Blue's Clues and whatnot? Well, and the guy's a comedian. So part of it, I'm sure, is he was tired of the stress of, being on a children's show.
Totally.
But one of the reasons he cited for leaving is he was starting to bald. And he was like, I'm going to traumatize kids as I lose my hair. and because he's supposed to be like young and youthful, and he's starting to bald. He's like, I can't do this anymore. And so he left the show, and then afterwards he's like, and then he shaves his head. He's like completely bald now because he just shaves his head. Which is why in the clip, if you watch the Nick Jr. tweet and video, he's wearing a hat, and that's why it's because he doesn't have hair anymore.
Well, let's talk about this. I mean, first off, he could have been like, hey, kids, when you get... Well, no, you don't have to say when you get older. Sometimes people are bald. You could have just done that. So that would have solved that problem. But then also, you could have put on a hat. Name one person you know who every single day they appear in front of a camera is wearing a hat.
It's just absurd.
All right. Hefty. or JF Downs as Hefty.
It works. Look at this. That's all you needed to do, Steve.
Yeah.
Could Steve have called me?
What is he doing now, though?
I think he still has like a comedy career. I don't know what else he's doing, if he's in the spotlight anywhere, but you can find some of his stand-up on YouTube.
Is it good? Does anyone know? Or is it totally like not kid friendly?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, I don't know if you want to go watch something like that, especially if you were a big Blue's Clues fan, because will it ruin like some of the good memories? Dungeon said, I like Rugrats and Sesame Street as childhood shows. Superphonic cited Pokemon, which we kind of broke these up into two categories in the first hour. You have like the shows that you used to watch just for pure entertainment purposes. And then you had like the shows that were supposed to also be teaching you stuff, like Sesame Street, right? They were supposed to be teaching you letters and, how to be kind, different things like that, right? Those skills that you never use anymore. So that was I've never watched Pokemon. I watch more Pokemon now as an adult with kids than I ever did when I was a kid myself. Rugrats, yeah. So there's pretty good consensus coming out here. Someone said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was Downs earlier.
It's a good one.
Did you have a favorite kids show growing up?
Gosh, I wasn't really. We didn't have like cable or anything, so I didn't watch the normal Nickelodeon. I didn't watch the stuff that all the kids were talking about at school. Gosh, what was I watching? I don't know. I was reading the encyclopedia. Remember back in the day? Do you remember back in the day when we used to own a whole set of encyclopedias? Yes. Yeah, and people used to come like door to door and like sell.
That's why we owned a set of encyclopedias, Theo, because someone showed up and said, hey, you need these. And my parents were like, absolutely.
I know. Why did we think that we needed that?
Well, I'll be honest.
It's pre-Google. It's pre-Google.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but you cited something like, I do remember, like, just having the encyclopedia open and out. And I would just read it.
Yeah. Not all of it, but sometimes.
We had an encyclopedia. Ryan, you missed.
Yes, I did.
And the few times I remember using it in it must have been like towards the end of elementary school age, right? And using it to look something up, I would look it up and read the like paragraph they had about whatever it was. I was like, that is not enough information. I already knew half of that. You're useless to me, encyclopedia.
If only they would invent something like the intranet to
See-
give us more information.
So this confirms why I know Sean's like more smart than I'll ever be. Is Sean looked at an encyclopedia and said, "Hey, I knew all of that. Give me more input." It was like number 5 in Short Circuit. So, although now, see, this is the downside to having a childhood show conversation. Is Scott Chick is now dawning on Scott Chick that maybe the U.S. and U.K. Blues Clues had different presenters. And so now, like, who's Steve is basically what Scott Chick is telling us right now. Like, we don't know a Steve. Our presenter had plenty of hair. It was
Who's
Kevin?
Kevin?
Oh,
Kevin.
no.
Oh man.
Kevin, Steve, and Joe. They should start like a Blues Clues boy band.
I mean, they sang in that show. I remember watching Blue.
They did.
She played a ton of, like, instruments.
Oh,
Blue's pretty talented.
my favorite was when they got mail. That was, wait, no, or wait, was that
A
Pee Wee
letter.
Herman?
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
a letter.
a letter.
Yeah, letter. Yeah, yeah.
But you've seen it since it's returned, right? They brought back Blues Clues.
Well, I remember when they brought back they brought the new guy on. I remember him.
Well, no, this is since Steve left
Oh,
and
no.
the new guy.
Yeah.
They have a new person
Oh,
now.
Oh, do we like the new person?
Well, so this is the thing that is going to blow your minds. They get email now.
Ooh.
Hey, we got an email. And then
Wow.
some voice from somewhere, I'm not entirely sure who, goes, "You've got mail."
Oh, nice.
Just kidding, that was an America Online joke.
Well,
You've
I
got mail.
I actually fall asleep to that movie. And
I love that movie.
I actually fell asleep to it last night.
Really?
Yes. I don't know what it is. It's like kind of comforting, like the music of the movie, Tom Hanks talking in the background.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Tom Hanks, beautiful person. I want to just apologize for those playing this video game with me. I've set them up for more success than I have our own team so far in this game. So my apologies.
Oh man, what's the weather been like over there? It is like cloudy. It looks like Oregon today.
Yes.
Yes. Which
Yeah,
I don't
it's been
mind.
cooling off this week.
Right?
Starting to
right.
feel a little more fallish here.
Fall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm okay with these things.
Whatever. It's never enough. It's never enough fall.
Sean, are you moving back there? What's going on?
What?
Are you moving?
Sean in his household has one rule, and that's no
Oh.
room can look the same for more than like a month.
Well, we had to set things up for the stream, and I had enough time and energy this morning because I sure as heck wasn't doing it last night to move the chairs out of here and pick things up, but I haven't had time or energy to put the bed back together yet.
I just imagine you this morning, just like Incredible Hulking it, lifting this bed up. Time
Jack,
to stream.
Jack says The Conjuring, slow-paced, heartwarming movie that I watched to fall asleep.
What? Oh my god, the nightmares I would have.
Oh, Jack. Meeting you for the first time will be an experience. I can't wait to see what kind of shenanigans occur.
Shenanigans. That's such a
Shenanigans.
good word. I love that word.
What's the name of that restaurant you like, Farva? Oh, you mean Shenanigans? Scott Chick, yeah, we had Kevin. I was thinking because I don't remember R1 doing a Yeah, see, Kevin never left the UK audience, right?
Doodaloo.
Kevin was never, going off for bigger, different things, So, in the UK, in the UK, they're loyal.
Kevin's hair was still intact the whole time. That's why.
Yeah, Kevin had very nice follicles.
You know what? I bet you though it was probably the show producers and creators who are like, kids are gonna get scared of your bald head, so we should.
I mean, that's not far fetched, is it?
Yeah.
Like, that definitely could have been a thing that someone said, and then that stuck with Steve. Even it was like, man, I can't do it.
Can't be the full Steve I need to be. Oh, get them balls.
Why are you so yawny?
I've been so tired this week. I don't know what is up, and my sleep has been wackadoodle.
Imagine that, Sean.
Could you imagine?
Listen, I will completely acknowledge, like, I have no actual sleep issues, so I'm thankful for that all of the time, because I know even many in this audience do, right? But Sean and I got about 5 hours of sleep combined yesterday. That's not true. What am I saying? I'm saying that all wrong. Sean had 5 hours of sleep over 2 days, and, like, I felt like crap having, like, 11 hours of sleep over 2 days. So
I don't know how you guys do. No, literally, I woke up this morning. I thought to myself, "Oh my god, how do parents do this?" Like, oh my god, I
today-
can barely take care of myself. How do you guys do it?
Well, today is first day of school for my oldest. Yesterday was first day of school for Sean's oldest. So now we're getting back into that time where we actually have deadlines to meet. Like, it was a lot easier when we could be like, summertime, just make sure you don't, hurt each other.
Summertime. When the living's easy.
7:25 West Coast time. It's 10:25 out on the East. It's 3:25 for those watching in the UK. Sean, Theo on the left side of your screen. I am Hefty. Thank you for being here, and thanks again for everyone who came out for the GMS anniversary special. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. Let's look at our top 10 list, because today's Blues Clues is trending topic. These are 10 kid shows from Vulture.com, March 2020. March 16th, 2020. Uh-oh. I wonder if this came out specifically because of the pandemic.
The pandemic. I've perused through this list, and I will save it, but spoilers, we're going to have some issues with this list.
Oh.
I'm going to have some issues with this list.
All right. Can you get your...
So read the
issue-
title one more time so that's fresh in everyone's mind.
Okay. Could you get your I have some issues with this list, like, neck snapping really quick? Can you get, like, some stretches in there? I just want to see, like, okay. I want to see how well Sean's going to bring it. All right. This
Get
is
ready.
March 2020, Vulture by the Vulture editors. 10, this is verbatim, 10 kids shows that are actually great.
Yes, 10 kids shows that are actually great.
Right.
right,
Yeah,
here
I
we
feel you.
Number one. Listen, this one actually is a kid's show. This one is actually
one's good.
great. It is entertaining for adults. It is so well done, it better be on for the next 1,000 years. And it's called Storybots. It's on Netflix. Okay, first off, when the theme song starts off, Storybots, do 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 do, Storybots. It's a banger. All right.
Yes, agreed. Storybots, perfect.
Let alone
cute.
they go out, they answer kids' questions, they figure out why things happen. They have great cameos. Chris Purnell was in this.
Oh.
Yeah, worth it.
Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. This thing is
pretty good.
I mean, they talk about how macrophage eats viruses and how antigens kickstart T cells. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay.
Wow.
In fact, this person wrote this well. Be honest. Do you know all of the stuff that they wrote in the paragraph above? Because I guarantee you probably don't. And so adults learn things too. So anyway, number 1 is actually great.
2,
Number 2, this is a kids show, and it is actually great. It's Beat Bugs, also on Netflix. This show it all revolves around lyrics from Beatles songs, and it's an animated show with insects, and they live in an overgrown suburban lawn, and they go on adventures. But they sing songs, and all of the songs they sing are Beatles songs, and they reimagine the lyrics from Beatles songs into whatever situation they're in. So this show is fantastic, especially if you're a fan of the Beatles, because you get some cute bugs singing Beatles songs. So this one, again, is a kids show, is great. So check this out, Beat Bugs.
3,
I guess Austin wouldn't like that show.
That's cute. Hello, it's the Great British Baking Show. Sorry. I just thought I had to do that for that. Okay. Could kids watch it? Sure. But, like, I don't know any kids who actually watch it. And when I put it on, the kids that I'm around don't really care to watch it. But I love the show. If you haven't seen it, it's just a whole bunch of amateur bakers getting together to win a competition, and it's just made so well and cute. It's visually aesthetic. I fall asleep to this sometimes too, and you get to hear a whole bunch of nice British accents, so that's nice. And they even brought it to the States.
But
Still
not
cute.
a kids show is what you're saying?
Is this a
Yes.
great show that is appropriate for kids? Absolutely. Is this a kids show that's
Yeah.
actually great?
For
When they're
them,
making
yeah.
the Great British Baking Show, are they like, all right, so we're making a kids show? No, they did not.
You know what? They should actually make a kids version of it, just like MasterChef. MasterChef Kids is hilarious and so good too.
4.
So good. Eddie writes, age 8 writes on this list, Phineas and Ferb. Maybe one of my friends showed it to me. I can't remember how I learned about it in the first place, but I love it. Never stops talking. Loves Phineas specifically. I don't know about Phineas and Ferb. It's on Disney Plus. Is that a kids show?
Yes, this is another situation. So half this list is amazing because this is a kids show that is actually great and has a lot of humor for adults. That isn't just like innuendos and stuff, but like jokes that only adults are gonna get that are snuck in here. So Phineas and Ferb makes it okay on this list.
5.
Number 5, Sean spelled incorrectly. The Sheep. Shaun the Sheep is available on Amazon Prime. I've seen this, but I don't really know anything about Shaun the Sheep. So we'll read the copy. The Venn diagram of shows that will appeal to both toddlers and grade school age elementary kids is very, very small. The number of shows that can do these things will be legitimately endearing for parents, essentially nil. The one exception I found is a show called Shaun the Sheep. It's from the same company that makes like Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. And
I just saw the picture, and yeah, it's a sheep that looks exactly like Wallace and Gromit animation. So, okay, well, fine, watch it. It's good.
6.
What?
yeah,
Again, like
who's ready for the swerve?
All right, number 6, one of the best kids shows, Stranger Things. I'm like, what? What? Okay, so whoever's writing this says that their 10-year-old son watches it and like loves it and isn't scared, but I get scared of it sometimes.
This doesn't, even if you reverse it and we're talking great shows that are appropriate for kids, this isn't even appropriate for that list.
Yeah.
This isn't a kids show at all.
No, not at all. It's got some scary stuff in there.
All
So
right.
I mean,
All right, read the first couple lines of that third paragraph.
that's funny because that's what I was gonna read.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean that Stranger Things can be viewed by any child once they've hit their 10th birthday? It does not. Even when we put in the time to understand the contours of our kids' fears, sometimes we still can't anticipate what's going to scare them. Yeah, like some scary yes. Excuse me, upside down
that's
world.
PG-13. You're fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah.
All right, here's some good news.
7.
Ooh, this is a good one.
We're back on track.
We are.
Yes. Back on
I will say the whole trying not to let the things that scare you scare your kids when you're in a parent role. Like that is a real thing that like I struggle with all the time because we watch Toy Story 4 and there's a whole bunch of like the dummies, the Howdy Doody looking doll things, and like the moment those things came out, my first instinct was like, we need to turn this off. I was like, nope, we're gonna ride it out. We're gonna see what scares the kids.
7.
It was a 50-50 split for what it's worth. All right, so here's what I found out. So I thought Octonauts, which is number 7 on this list, I thought it was a Disney property. But it's on Netflix now, so I don't know if they sold it because they came out with new stuff.
Yeah, and so I think this was where it was available at the time. So maybe, like, I don't know where Octonauts started, but apparently it was on Netflix at this time. I don't think it's produced by Netflix.
I think it might be now, too, so maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe the whole time, because we watched it literally last night, and it was like a Netflix series, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
They must have picked it up.
Anyway, Octonauts is great. You know, when I give the evaluation report of this article,
Evaluation report.
I can no, because of Octonauts, anyone says anything report, I
Report.
can no lo- Yep. It's just that's all I can do is be like creature report. Creature
report. And then they all get together. Yeah. I have no
Right.
kids, but I watch a lot of kids shows.
Watch Octonauts. It's good.
Octonauts is
8.
great.
That's a good one.
Number 8, The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
This one, granted, we set the bar of dysfunctional item on this list pretty high at Stranger Things. The Simpsons, I would argue, is also not a kids show.
It's not.
This is closer to a great show that might be appropriate for kids. This is not a kids show. At no point when they were creating The Simpsons where they're like, well, this is a kids show, so we need to be appropriate for kids. This isn't a kids show. Simpsons is great. Some of it's not, but when you make 3 million episodes, some of them aren't going to be amazing. So, yeah, The Simpsons. Everyone knows what The Simpsons.
That was 8, right?
9.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, this is another, questionable one. How It's Made, which is, okay, so it says, this is a cheater's recommendation, which I don't know what that means. How It's Made was originally a TV show, and it bears little resemblance to native YouTube content. For kids with an engineering bent, though, kids who long to understand how the pipes work in their homes and who mutter, now we remove the excess, to themselves after carefully pressing Play-Doh into a mold. Short segment. Okay, this is a long, run-on sentence. Anyways, basically, I don't know. I mean, some kids might be into it, but
I think this goes into Sean's line of thinking. Are you going to agree with this? Like, it's a great show, may not have been made for kids,
yeah.
but
yeah.
kids
This
could
is
watch.
totally kid friendly.
Yes,
This is kid
sure.
appropriate. To this day, you find one of the Discovery channels or something on cable that just run this for hours at a time. And does my dad put it on and the kids zone out and watch it for hours at a time? They sure do. Is that
Oh.
my dad's version of babysitting? It sure is.
Oh, nice.
Am I okay with that? It depends on the day. But how it's made is great.
Peep in the Big Wide World, Amazon Prime, 2 12-minute segments per episode. Don't have a clue what it is.
Nope, I have no idea. I don't even think
Never
I've
heard
heard
of
of this
it.
one.
This is the
Chat,
front
help
line.
us out.
What Daniel Tiger's neighborhood is to social emotional learning. Peep in the giant wide world is to ecology. I will say, and listen, I was never much into science and math, but my son loves a show on PBS called Wildcrats, and knows more about not like just like a Stegosaurus had spikes or had little plates on its back, right? But like knows like deeper stuff about animals. Like he can tell me more about what a badger does, other than badger. Other than that, than I can because of things like Wildcrats. So if Peep in the Big Wide World can do that, great.
Yeah.
We have Maiko saying this list is garbage.
I don't think this list is garbage. I think somewhere in this top 10 list, which is not great, is a really, really good top 5 list.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 7:36. We gotta say goodbye to Sean. Sean's got stuff to do, so
Oh,
everyone say
bye.
goodbye to Sean. But we will do as we always do when this happens. One of those flawless flips to.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, Sean doesn't like perfection, so. Miss Theo and Hefty will take you the rest of the way at 7:36 West Coast time, 10:36 on the East, 3:36 in the UK. Down says, burn the list and try again. Wow. Some animosity toward this list.
I don't know what they were thinking when they were putting those lists together, though. It's like, oh, gotta make this list real quick. What have I been watching lately?
Well, I think it might have been one of those things where someone came up with a good piece of content, but they didn't keep the direction they had intended to, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I think Sean's got a point. You could do 13 different, like, top 5 lifts off that. KJ is here. Hyper, good moron to you. It is good to see you, Hyper. Thank you for joining
Top
us.
of the moron.
12:37 a.m. in Sydney. Happy September 9th to you.
Ooh.
KJ, Jack's been with us for the whole show. Jelly, Dungeon, Nintendo Nerds has checked in.
Good moron.
It is good to see you. Nintendo said, Sean the sheep is actually hilarious. And also, good morning, everyone. Well, good morning to you. Listen, I had a lot of fun this last 48 hours. Was technically kind of a blur. But Theo, if you missed it, we did our GMS anniversary special. Everybody came out, hung out with us for what ended up being about 27 hours. We had a ton of fun. We raised over $1,300 in pledges to fuel the upcoming year of GMS programming.
Yay!
From that, we raised $160 roughly to send to Player vs. Hunger, which is a video game-focused organization that helps to fight food insecurity. So that was super cool. It was an overall very fun 27 hours, and we're very thankful to everyone who came out for that. We will be sharing some launch dates for upcoming content, including GMS Plays, which will come up on the 13th of September, which, by the way, is Sean's birthday. All right.
Oh.
So on launch night, 9 p.m. Pacific time on the 13th, which is next Monday, Sean will play Deathloop, and GMS Plays is going to be back, but it's going to be focused a lot on new releases or maybe some co-op stuff with Sean and me. GMS After Dark, it's a new show with Mike O featuring. We'll have more details and a release date on that soon. And then GMS Weekend Edition, which will be the YouTube premiere show with Chris M. Yee, which will be here sooner than later as well. So we'll get release dates out to you. But thanks to everyone who hung out with us over the anniversary special. The whole purpose of that next year will be to try to get some new shows off the ground, let alone have new show announcements for you. So that'll be exciting. That'll be September 2022. All right?
Amazing.
Dungeon, you said the thing about Stranger Things, and Theo, it sounds like you've actually watched this show. Dungeon said, like, I can't even watch that show. Like,
Thank you.
I don't know. That's on the far extreme. Isn't there like gore in that show?
Yeah, there's like gore, there's monsters, there's thriller. Yeah, it ain't. Yeah, I don't mean, who knows? Kids are definitely used to a lot more than we were when we were younger, you know. So who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, my kids watched Bambi for the first time, and they didn't cry. So I think they're cold-hearted.
The YouTubes have desensitized these kids. But as you said earlier, kids are really smart. They're taking in so much more information than we have in the past.
I mean, it's access to more information.
Yeah.
But then there's also stuff like we don't have to. Yeah, I'm going to give you an opinion, but like I don't feel like we have to teach things the same way we used to because you do have access to like.
Right.
Let's teach more skill-based stuff, and less of
Yes.
the like memory
Yes.
locket trivia knowledge type thing. That seems
Yes.
to be like a good concept to me, but I don't know.
No, I totally agree.
Oh no, Jack says I suspect GMS After Dark is more like Showtime Red Shoe Diaries for gaming. Please don't say that because Mike will hear that, and then everything that we have planned will just go out the window. So
What's Red Shoe Diaries?
that's something to Google. Not in the morning show.
Okay, got it.
and
I figured anything after dark is.
Well, no, yeah, that would be a good topic for after dark,
After dark.
but not for gaming morning show. KJ says they do play D&D, so I have heard, but also not a young kid's game. KJ, I've never played D&D. And Matt Artisan had once asked me if I would want to play, and I said, yeah, if I can make it work. So I may have to jump in on one of your D&D games sometime, because I always imagined I would like it because it's like a creative, imaginative game, right? Like the whole point is you're making up things as you go. Am I even close on that? But that's my perception. So it'd be fun. Hyper says right now is After Dark. Okay, you got a point, Hyper. So yeah, you are technically watching GMS After Dark, even though it's not GMS After Dark.
Where are you, Hyper?
Australia.
Australia. Wow.
12:42 in the morning there.
Oh wow, you up late, boo? What you doing?
I mean, you can technically call us Gaming Morning Show there too. We're just gaming
That's true.
morning show, like real early morning.
It's like the beginning of the morning. Yes.
What's your last week been like? You said you weren't sleeping well.
There was one night where I was awake from midnight to 7 a.m. And you know when you just need to sleep and you're just like laying there like go to bed. Yeah, so I've been trying to catch up with my sleeping. It's just been all over the place. I'm gonna blame it on like the weather change and Virgo season and all that stuff. Energies, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys, my left eye is twitching. That's how you know I need sleep.
Well,
I'm dehydrated.
We appreciate you getting out of bed for us, even though maybe today wasn't the easiest day to do so.
No, honestly, you guys are my motivation. I just always know that when I come on here, I'm like, I'm gonna feel better. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, K-Laugh. It is good to see you. We did have to, just full disclosure, so you're not surprised when you get your paycheck. We did have to give Downs and Jelly part of your salary for today because they researched something for us in the first hour. So I just want to make sure you know that, so you're not surprised. You don't go to HR you know, I feel like full disclosure is good for us, K-Laugh. So noted. Thank you. Okay. The topic of the day is best childhood shows. So you said you were a lot like me, except it sounded like your parents maybe were certainly more strict, so you didn't get to watch any of the shows that you even had access to. When I grew up, we just had 3 channels, so it was basically like Sesame Street or bust. You know, Mr. Rogers.
Bust. Oh, okay. So I did watch Mr. Rogers and Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
Take a look.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
We have Jelly,
Yeah, so
who's met LeVar because of a thing that Jelly organized with him back in a former role. Jelly is going to try to look up the contract, see if we can get LeVar Burton on the show. So
I don't know why I always ask myself if he's still alive or not. Why do I think he's not alive? Because he just like disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, listen, I don't have I'm not going to stand my ground on this, but the LeVar Burton seems to be someone who would be great as the Jeopardy host, which is what the internet's been calling for about 8,000 years. Have you looked into this at all?
No.
So LeVar Burton got a chance to guest host Jeopardy when they were going through all the guest hosts to replace Alex. And there's speculation that the only reason that LeVar finally got a chance to do it was because the internet's been saying it for 8 months prior to that.
Yeah.
And it just seems to make a ton of sense because for our generation, who now would be the next generation of Jeopardy viewers, LeVar Burton was a big deal.
Wait, so he didn't get the permanent job?
No, but but then there's been a lot of problems with what they did.
What happened?
So what's happened since they did the guest hosts? They named Mike Richards as the permanent host. Mike Richards is the executive producer of Jeopardy. And I'm going to be paraphrasing.
What?
So
Wait.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, what?
So they decided that after all these guest hosts and all these people that they had come on, the person who decides, in theory, who gets to be the host he picked himself. Okay. Well, then it turns out that he said a whole bunch of bad stuff on the internet. So he demoted himself back to being just the executive producer of the show. Again, allegedly, I don't know all the full details of this. And so then they had the actress who played Blossom.
Yes.
And was on Big Bang Theory. They had her as the special events host.
Okay.
And then after Mike Richards had problems, there were some issues about vaccinations rhetoric that she had talked about back in 2012, even though
oh my god,
there's a little more shade of gray in I think some of the things that she said. So I want to try to separate the two. Okay,
right?
Because I didn't have them in the same exact category, but they're related. Okay, and so even after all of that, we're basically back to the drawing board, and whoever runs Jeopardy could be like, "Hey, internet, we're gonna go with LeVar Burton. We've listened, and I think it would work, and people would be happy. But still, no, we're not doing that yet, and I don't know why."
There's probably some beef between
maybe
in the background, probably, but. Between Mike and LeVar, who knows? But he would be such a great, person to have back just on TV in general.
All right, let's see. I loved reading Rainbow, says Jack, and my roomies and I watched religiously in college. Oh, you even watched it into college.
Oh my
well,
god,
that's
I love
cool.
it. I love it.
Although I think Jack might be older than me, so maybe it was on whilst Jack was in college and I was a kid. Here, listen, Jack, if that's the case, I'm just used to being the grandfather of the internet at this point, so I always assume everybody is younger than me. So, Jelly says LeVar is doing a whole bunch of community work.
Of course he is. Because he's amazing.
And then Mike has gone in and fixed our top 10 list in Discord. So if you didn't like the top 10 list from Vulture, good news. Go into the Discord, and Mike has fixed it for us.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Mike. And apparently Mike Richards is a scumbag, according to Mike. Oh, he's also fired from his executive producer role.
Wait,
okay.
What?
Drama.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
Drama. Man, Alex Trebek is probably like, ha, I told y'all.
I mean, could we find a way, with deep fake technology, could we just get
yeah,
not real Alex Trebek to just continue to host it?
For real.
Like we could have someone synthesize Alex's voice, and we would just have it for the next, you know, however long. Century.
Forever.
Yeah, Mike, I hadn't heard that he actually got fired. So.
Oh, wow. Jack, Hefty, I'm hands down the oldest person on the channel. I was in the war, you know. Nazis, food shortages, movies without color. Wait, for real, for real? For real.
Yeah, we could have hologram Alex. All right. So, Jack, how do you feel about being the great-grandfather of the internet?
I feel like you need to tell us some stories.
Because, I mean, Theo and I can be grandma and grandpa of the internet. and then Jack. Because what's weird, though, is Mike and I are of a similar age. And Mike is the father of the internet. So I don't really know how that works.
How's that happen?
But
Is it based off of maturity level?
sure. Yeah, we're writing the rules as we go. Why not? 7:49 West Coast time, 10:49 out on the east. It is 3:49 for those watching GMS in the afternoon.
We need an electric guitar like riff after that.
Well, that's what Sean does. Sean gives us
Yeah.
the woo. You just need to give me your do 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 do.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do an electric guitar.
Could you give us like? So what's in your wheelhouse then? Could you give us like an R&B do 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 do, or
How about just a air fart?
Sure.
Because I'm really mature.
I actually think that fits really well with this show. Nice work. Chrissy's here. Good moron to you. Wage is here as well.
Good moron.
It is good to see you, Wage. That is Miss Theo on the left side of your screen.
Oh,
If you don't know about Miss
hello.
Theo, you need to check out Miss Theo on Instagram, and you can do that by going to I Am Miss Theo. The newest hit that is sweeping the nation, so good, is out right now. You can listen to it for free on the YouTube, on Spotify, and all of the places that music is served. But you also have a podcast called Finding Your Voice. Tell us more about
Yeah.
that and where you can find it.
Yes, you can Finding Your Voice. Actually, honestly, the easiest ways to go, follow me on Instagram, click on my link on there, my link tree. It has links to all the bajillion things that I do because there's way too many things. You can find Finding Your Voice on there or on YouTube, Finding Your Voice show. And we have a new episode coming out this Friday that is really just talking about love, maybe more rated R things, but love and dating and whatnot, what's been going on in my life, etc.
You should check it out. I've enjoyed the first 2 episodes that I've been able to watch. You can
thank
find it, like you said, Linktree available in the bio at I Am Miss Theo on Instagram. Really quick before we get into sports, I do have to share something yesterday too. It was on Twitter. It was trending, and it was because there was a thread from BuzzFeed that was written from Reddit. But point being, people were sharing things that they didn't find out about their childhood until they were adults.
Yeah.
And this one rang home with me and my family. Quote, my sister and I used to play with a doll. We named and talked to and everything. And then one day it just disappeared. Years later, when I was a teenager, my mother told me that back then she had seen Child's Play, and our doll was the same size as Chucky and looked very realistic. She completely freaked out and couldn't sleep, so she secretly threw my beloved sweetheart away, and I still missed it. So I send this to my sister and my mother, because when my sister, who's 4 years older than me, turned like 8th grade age, my mom let my sister and her whole slumber party watch Child's Play.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, no, it gets better. Little Orion snuck down the stairs so he could be involved and watched part of the movie from the stairs behind the slumber party and witnessed Child's Play as well. Sweet little innocent, like 5-year-old Ryan. No, wait, 8th grade, so 4th grade Ryan. Okay. We had the same doll. It's the My Buddy doll, who's wearing the same overalls and the same shirt as Chucky. Somebody knew what they were doing when they created the costume design for Child's Play. And so that thing got locked into the closet because we had a lock on the outside, but we wouldn't play with any of our toys anymore. And so my mom finally, who was not afraid of this thing, finally put it down on the basement stairs. But instead of putting it like in the basement where we never went, she put it on the basement stairs, like hanging like diagonally down the stairs. And
Hanging?
so, like the overalls were like on a hook, right? So
What?
it was like parallel with the stair rail. And if you got to that point, you were also in the pantry. So mom would be like, go get the beans from the pantry, and so you'd walk straight in and you'd grab an item without looking to your right because that's where the doll was. She just didn't throw it away. Just throw the doll away, Mom.
Now this makes sense. Now tell me, was this your first traumatic experience that led to your fears? of all things
This was
scary?
the first traumatic experience that made me realize I am a fan of not being scared. That's why I don't watch scary movies. Whoever said it, Chrissy, this explains why Ryan is scared of everything.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yep, for sure.
Yes.
I'm not clicking that link, Kalaf. I'm not clicking that link. Unless you tell me more about it, and I'm still probably not clicking that link.
Yeah, that seems like the beginning of a horror movie, like clicking on that link.
All right, really quick, did the Mets win? This is sports.
I'm always gonna say no.
And
Sorry.
I want to tell you that yesterday they had lost, and so their record moved to 69-69 on the year.
Nice.
So no matter what happens with the Mets for the rest of the year, we've already won. Think about it. We've already won.
It's true. I'm done. We don't need to ask this question anymore. We're good.
The Mets did win yesterday, 9-4. 9-4. So congratulations, the Mets are above 500 again, 70-69. Nice. All right, what else is happening with sports? That's the My Buddy jingle.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
Wherever he goes, I go. Oh no.
The remix.
Gross. I don't like being scared. Man, what this is the worst part. I don't like when sports is happening. Like the before the NFL season, before the NHL season, before the NBA season. Like all we have to talk about from games being played is basically college football. I got some news about women's hockey. I mean, I always like talking about women's sports, so I'll give you this. This is from the AP. National Women's Hockey League is changing its name to the Premier Hockey Federation. North America's first women's professional hockey league to pay players a salary made the switch as part of a rebranding to reflect sweeping changes made to its management structure. That's coupled with an influx of private ownership entering into the 7th season. The decision to change name also provides the 6-team federation opportunity to make a social statement by removing gender from its title, according to the Associated Press.
Dope. Question: why don't we just have teams that are like co-ed? Because I mean, I feel like that would be really interesting in terms of competition and who you recruit on your team as well. And if you could, let's say if you had to have like at least 35 to 40%, of like a females on a team, that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
Because sports is more than just physical. It's like intelligence and all that jazz.
I mean, like I like WNBA basketball as an example, a lot. I really wish Portland had because Portland had one of the original teams, the Portland Fire. I really wish they still had the team, but they got rid of it. I mean, over a decade ago. It might have been 2 decades at this point. So I don't know the answer to that question, but if I think about basketball, I could see it plausibly working. I don't know, like you could have like Sue Bird and like LeBron James, like you could have like a secondary thing where those two cross over, but like they're both at the peak of their sports. Brianna Stewart, right? So they're probably going to play at the highest level that they can play in, like within the women's and men's silo. But you could take like really, because this is the thing about like athletes who compete in college, like 99% of them never continue competing at like that's my career level, right? So you could take like the top 1% of them, and you could actually make a pretty cool co-ed league. Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Yeah, Chrissy, you're kind of reading my bandwidth. Like, yeah, there's lots of co-ed leagues, but nothing at like the pro. But you could maybe fill a good calendar in between basketball seasons, or like maybe the end of the NBA season overlapping with the start of the You could probably maybe get some TV eyeballs with that. I mean, here's the problem, is everything has to have coverage, and to have coverage, you have to have revenue. Like, we've talked a lot about this with even GMS, like growth for growth's sake. Like, that's not something I'm too interested in, but that's the way that anything that requires an audience has been, working for how long, right? You have to have more of an audience to get more revenue. And I'm trying to figure out how to change that model, because it's not a model that I love pursuing, because it's just not as much fun. So we got to figure that out, but just a thought.
Word.
Nice thought-provoking question in sports. That usually doesn't happen with
Sports.
Caleb says, I enjoy watching the LPGA. It'd be cool if there was one crossover. Yeah, that would be great. Because didn't Annika Sorenstam play either in a men's event, or did they have like more of like a like she and a playing partner versus two other people? Didn't they have like one of those special events, I want to say? That'd be kind of cool. All right, next hour, Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews. We also have community games, which we haven't got to play in quite a while because we've been fortunate enough to have 3 consecutive shows of 5 questions GMS guests. We had Downs on Friday, who rocked it. We had the surprise guest, which turned out to be Bob, who joined us on Monday. So everyone got to meet Bob, which was exciting.
Oh my goodness.
You are one of life's winners.
Because we've been so slammed with the anniversary special, we haven't put any of these on YouTube. We will. So Theo, since you missed it, we'll make sure to get it on YouTube so you can watch it. And then yesterday we had Wallstormer. Shout out to Intelligame, an absolutely fantastic channel. Intelligame founder Wallstormer came back on to do a redemption, because the first time we ever played 5 questions, we made it entirely too hard. And so we gave Wallstormer another run at it because it was so tough. Yeah, we figured it out. You want to do meditation?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do meditation. Let's go to about 8:08. So you got 8 minutes or so of meditation this morning.
Got it.
And we'll come back with more Gaming Morning Show. That's Miss Theo. Always a pleasure to have you. I am Hefty Goof. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back on Facebook Gaming, on Twitch, on YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan. So let's just give it up for Ryan. Woo! Always leading us and transitioning us. Yes. Okay, meditation time. We got 8 minutes, so let's get to it. Woo! Guys, have you been feeling anxious? Have you been feeling like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this done, or I gotta create a new structure in my life, or just stressed out in general? Thanks, Jack. See you later. We will just spend this next 5 to 7 minutes to just release some stress. So go ahead and just move your body around a little bit, shake it off, and shaking off the things that you were thinking about before this moment, all the things that you have to do after this. Let's clear our energy fields of anything that we're worried about. Just dedicating this next few minutes just for us. Go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to do a little breathing exercise to get us here. And we're going to inhale for 4, exhale for 8. We're going to do this 3 times. So let's go ahead and take the biggest breath you have all day and inhale on 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and inhale 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. Inhale 2, 3, 4, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now just one big breath in, filling up your lungs and your stomach and your whole body, holding it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and big exhale loudly. Doesn't that feel good? Whew, I just got chills. Today we're just going to do a very simple white light meditation to clear out anything that is making us feel drained, tired, emotional, frustrated, angry, sad, whatever that is. We're going to cut some cords and release some of that energy. So just get relaxed and imagine a tunnel of white, bright light breaking through the Earth's atmosphere all the way from the stars and the galaxies, flowing down from the Earth's atmosphere, touching the crown of your head, which is the top of your head. Opening up this portal that you have, allowing this light to shower in, flowing down like a shower of light down your face, back of your head, dripping down your neck and your shoulders, filling up your heart space and your chest, your back, enveloping your waist, your hips, showering down your thighs, your knees, your shins and your calves, flowing through your ankles and your heels, your feet, and all the way through your toes. Beautiful. At this time, we're going to allow that light to flow again from the crown of our heads. But now imagine it taking down with it, just like gravity, taking down with it any thoughts or patterns that aren't working for you anymore, any relationships that are taking from you more than giving, any stress factors that are clouding your energy field or making you tired. It's a way for us to cut cords, old habits that aren't serving you. Go ahead and just allow this shower of light to bring those things down, 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 flowing down like a waterfall, down your body, all the way down through your feet and through your toes, until all of those things flow down with it, disappearing from your thoughts, your mind, your energy field, and your physical body. And you can imagine them disappearing as they flow out of your toes, no longer existing. And I'm going to do that again, this time allowing the shower of light to expand in your body to any areas that need a little extra love. If you're experiencing pain in parts of your bodies, send some extra light there with the intention to heal. Beautiful. And if there's another spot that needs a little extra love and care, go ahead and send that there now. Any limbs, muscles, joint pain, or if it's your heart, if you're going through any heartache, your heart can hurt. So go ahead and send some extra love there. Awesome. And just like before, allow the gravity of that light to just take down that pain, taking it away from you, allowing the universe to take that pain on for you as it flows down your body, down your limbs, all the way through your feet and your toes, allowing the universe to take that on and turning that pain into beauty, love, calm, healing. You want to do one more. This time we're going to use this light to re-energize and revitalize us after we've done that healing. So imagine this light shower flowing down but vibrating and growing within your body, from the cells to your muscles, the tissue, your bones, your skin, the follicles on your body, your hair, allowing the vibes to just grow beyond your body and your energy field. You are a glowing embodiment of unconditional love, positivity, healing, and strength. So go ahead and glow throughout your day. Bring our hands in prayer form to give thanks to ourselves, our higher selves, our spirit team, our angels, our guides, whoever that may be, and to the GMS crew. Thank you.
Nice work. Nice work. Meditation break with Miss Theo. I am Hefty Goof. It is, it is Wednesday as Miss Theo joins us on Wednesdays. We are hanging out with you this morning on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. All right, we are excited because today's topic of the day has had to do with childhood shows. And so Kalaf sent us this.
Sold separately from Play School.
They'll murder you in their sleep, in your sleep. These things are awful.
Man.
I mean, actually, those things were great, and then they became awful because, you know.
Yes.
Man, so a couple days ago, I was like, I'm so happy. I kept a pen in the studio.
Oh,
and
right.
I sense of misplaced it. I want to write something down. Hey, Kalaf, can you write down EVANUELL? One more time. EVANUELL. If you'd write that in production notes for me, that'd be great. All right. That's Miss Theo, as I mentioned. I'm Hefty Goof. It is the September 8th edition of Gaming Morning Show. Blues Clues trending this morning. So we're asking, what is your favorite childhood show? And because we're past 8 o'clock now, it is time to be formal and...
Welcome in, Final Hour crew.
The Final Hour crew is with us. A lot of early arrivers for that, including Ambassador Nintendo Nerds. People were big fans of your meditation break yet again today. So
I'm honored and grateful. It felt good for me, too.
and you do a whole bunch of mindfulness exercises through Reiki, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if anybody ever wants to try out a Reiki session, I can do it remotely, and I will give everybody on GMS a 50% off just because I love y'all.
we definitely talked about that too before the show. We were like, man, what should the... No, she just made that up on the spot, so that's super kind of you to do that. So thank you. Ambassador, another one has arrived.
Greetings, Final Hour crew. Ambassador Chris M. Yee, mayor of the
Hello.
internet, who is probably in the shower.
How was the shower today, Chris?
Or is that an answer for GMS After Dark?
Nope.
Sorry. Oh my God, sorry. That's terrible.
No, Chris has taught us all how to watch each other in the shower.
Oh, creepy.
No, that's freeing. I've watched Kate Zaid in the shower. Prepositions matter.
Yeah.
I've watched Chris M.E. in the shower.
Oh man.
I've never watched So Good in the shower, but I would if I could control my YouTube after that.
Oh my
So-
god, that's a lyric from my song. I could, I would. So yeah.
Yeah, of course, because then it goes. Listen, if I could, I'd watch all of you in the shower.
Oh god, somebody come get this person. Bree, come get your man.
FD
Okay,
wife
but
story.
how are you guys watching? Do you guys have like a shower, like a waterproof thing? What's happening here?
My technique is to take the iPad and set
Whoa.
it on top of the medicine cabinet, which
Okay.
happens to be above the eye line of the shower door, and then we have a Bluetooth speaker in the shower.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Listen, if I could, I'd go Mike O style and get myself a bathtub, and then I would hang like a little 32-inch TV above that.
Oh, dang.
And then I'd watch you all in the bath.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath.
So anyway, who has good answers to childhood shows? Who said This Old House? I mean,
What's
I've
that?
watched more This Old House since I became a grown-up.
I don't even know what that is.
So This Old House started in like Boston, and it was where this local TV channel decided to buy a house and renovate it. Like that was what they decided to do for like a season's worth of programming, and so they actually hired like, you know, legitimate construction people who were like landscape experts and a contractor and all this stuff, and they ended up becoming like, it was so successful, like they became their own thing. So then
wow.
every year they'd
Good for
buy a
them.
house and they'd do a full season worth of work on it, and so it was like Property Brothers, but but for months and no real estate deals. So exactly like it, except for this.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Chrissy says, we have a shelf that hangs on the shower head, and my husband watches shows on his phone in the shower with that shelf. How do you keep the phone from getting wet?
Yeah.
Do you have like a Ziploc bag? Wait, look, it's Mike's wife doesn't let you hang, like you can't have a TV above the bathtub?
Wow, you tricked somebody into marrying you?
Wow. Wow. Mike's not even here to defend himself. What is happening, Miss Theo? My goodness.
I love you,
Get
Mike. I love
wrecked,
you so
Mike.
much.
Ouch.
I don't know what it is. There's something about Mike that makes me want to like I don't know.
I don't
talk ish
know
on
what
him.
you're trying to say either. Mike, oh, you chose violence this morning, Theo.
I told you my energy is off today.
Wow. Listen, I think, I think Mike should be permitted to do like full-blown Truman Show style. Remember there was the person in the bathtub with like the little table over the top? Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't think is safe.
No, I know all this sounds kind of scary actually, especially the big TV that Mike has on it, like by his bathtub.
That Mike should have in his bathtub.
Should have. Okay, he doesn't
Look,
actually
it's
have
Mike's
it.
wife won't
Well.
let it. So.
His imaginary wife, yes.
Well, and so we talked about this, Chris and me, is I think this is all from Blue's Clues, which, you know, is like childhood education TV. Because, yeah, I mean, Downs immediately dropped Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, you know, Sean and I were like, hell yeah. And
Yeah.
Ghostbusters was a fun cartoon, so was X-Men. X-Men's theme song was still amazing. Still amazing to this day. Did you have, like, an educational show? Like, did you watch any Sesame Streets or anything like that you enjoyed?
You know, Sesame Street was kind of boring for me.
That's
that
because you knew
weird?
everything.
No, I will be the first one to admit I am not very smart. Like, I may be like emotionally intelligent, but like if I was on that show, that fifth grade, you know,
Oh,
beat a
who's
fifth
smarter than a
grader,
fifth
you're
grader?
smart. Oh, I definitely would not win.
Oh.
Not.
See, like, I have all that trivia knowledge locked away. But, yeah, I don't think I'm an intelligent person, per se. Like, I have a whole bunch of, like, random, nonsensical information locked away in my head.
Hey, but that comes into good use sometimes. Like
Well,
maybe for like Jeopardy.
Yeah, like when you're playing trivia, for sure. Like, I love
Yeah.
trivia nights. I used to
Yeah,
host
I'm
them.
not good. Of course you did.
Yeah.
Can we have a GMS trivia?
So I've actually
Albert?
thought about that a whole bunch. The only problem I have is like you can't, anybody could just start Googling answers, and then I don't think it's as much fun.
True. That's true.
And you can do that at trivia nights at like the bar too, but we at least tried to regulate it a little bit easier, like doing a walkabout or if you got wind. But like I can't control somebody who decides to come in and just Google all the answers and ruin it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
And so the only way that I think you could pull it off is if you had like a 7-second answer, thing.
Yeah.
And even then, people are going to be able to beat that. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, good calls, Mr. Rogers, which we've heard today. But I had forgotten about Bill Nye.
I know. Bill. I met Bill Nye at the Emmys. Such a nice guy.
Bill has had like a nice little second life here. He's had staying power for decades.
Yep, and then his Netflix show that he had for a while too. I was like, oh, okay, Bill, you get it.
Ooh.
Get it.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Carmen San Diego. Okay,
Carmen
that was
San
a good
Diego.
one.
That was a fun game too.
I think there's a Netflix show.
Yeah, there is.
An
I
animated
actually,
show.
I think Mike, with your GeoGuessr thing, you could do this, and if you don't want to, I'd be open to playing like somewhere in the world is Carmen San Diego, old style like DOS computer game on stream. That'd be fun.
Carmen San Diego. Yeah. Bill.
But I also was like the area that I was like, if you asked me where I was smart when I was a kid, was geography.
Oh, that's good.
I was a consistent second place in the school geography bee.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, my 5th grade year I lost to the 8th grader, and then my 6th grade year I lost to the 8th grader, and 7th grade year I lost to the 8th grader, and then I thought I was poised for a dramatic triumph when I was in 8th grade, and then I blew it. So.
To a 5th grader?
Probably. I don't remember. Listen. I won a whole bunch of stuff in high school, not sports, but I won a whole bunch of like other competition type things. But in junior high, I was the king of second place. Even like a little bit younger, like Little League, I have so many silver medals. I was in a bowling league when I was like in 5th grade. We got second place. We were runner-up in something called Odyssey of the Mind, which was...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I did that.
We were second place in that. I was second place constantly in that geography bee. Like, just a second place king.
You're just the winner. You're the winner of the losers.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I was the best loser.
If you ain't first, you're last.
And if you're
Shake
not
and bake.
first, then you're second. And I was second a lot. It is now 8:21 West Coast time, 11:21 out on the East, 4:21 for those watching GMS in UK.
There it is.
There it is. Hyper, for me, no particular order. Thomas. Oh, yeah, Superhead said Thomas the Tank Engine, which I never watched.
I
but
never
was
watched
brought up
that.
earlier.
No. Ooh, Ghost Rider, though.
Where's that
Did
one?
you ever watch? Oh, my gosh. I think it was on PBS, and it was like a whole bunch of
Chris.
kids. Yeah, Chris. And it was a whole bunch of kids, like, trying to solve clues and from a ghost that would write them, like, on a wall. Like, the clues would be on a wall. Yeah, that one was fun.
Hyper, throw that in the Discord if you wouldn't mind. Round the Twist. A lot of the Generation of Aussies swear by Round the Twist, but I stuck to the books that they were based on. You also said Liftoff. I'm not familiar with Liftoff. I'm not familiar with Super Ted either. Wow. Ghost Rider unlocked some things. Look at this.
I love that. I know. I just saw memory unlocked.
Bananas in pajamas?
What is this? What is this?
How much did we miss out on? I think it was Scott Chick earlier, though. This was kind of like the funniest specific Blues Clues anecdote that we've had today, which was, Steve left, right? And went to go do college, as we opened up the show with. In the UK, Kevin never left because there was a different host in the UK. And so, good for Kevin. Didn't ditch his audience. Yeah, Scott Chick, you unlocked that for us. So
He didn't have a receding hairline, so it was good.
What a poor way to have to leave a show. You listen.
Seriously.
You're closer to TV than I think many of us, if any of us. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a producer decision. So.
Oh, for sure. And back then too, because they made that shift over 10 years ago or so.
Oh, it's probably decades ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so back then people's minds were not as open as it is now, you know. So
As it should have been
makes
the whole
sense.
time.
Makes sense. Okay, I do have a question for. Wait, was it Hyper Metaru? How
It's
do you say
Hyper.
that? Oh, just Hyper. Yeah, wait, Hyper's the one from Australia, right?
Correct.
Okay, I know this is probably a question you get all the freaking time,
Sorry,
but do
Hyper.
you actually like Vegemite? And has anybody else in here tasted Vegemite, and do they like it?
Sorry, Hyper.
I know.
I know.
I know.
Another question. Uh-oh.
I'm curious.
Here we go again.
Hello, FHC.
No, I'm just kidding. It looks like Vegemite.
Vegemite's okay. Okay. All right.
We can live with that. We can live
Okay.
with okay.
I've had it, and I also think it's okay. It's not anything that I'm like, yum. But
Don't let the
I'll try.
person hanging from the balloons fall into the monster's mouth.
All right, here we go. Community game style. No, I've never tried
Yeah.
Vegemite. I've never been to Australia, so I mean, I know you can get it not in Australia, but like I that would be the thing where I will reward myself by going to Australia to then
Totally.
try Vegemite.
To try Vegemite with Hyper.
Yeah, Hyper. If you could save me a jar, please, that'd be great. Thank you.
Wait, Will Smith.
That's the
Oh wait,
guess.
is that?
Please be
Oh
Will Smith.
dang!
Please be Will. Oh.
Dang. Oh, that would have been amazing.
DDD, Triple D, we do see you. Thank you for finding us on YouTube. Oh, and Chrissy brought up Saved by the Bell and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, I mean, now you're even like getting out of what was supposed to be like kids shows, and that's like young teen, like not 13,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like 10-year-old shows,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about this all day and all of those spectrums, right? Like, I love,
Mm-hmm.
I know almost so many Saved by the Bell quotes because it was that show that was on as soon as I got home from school on TBS.
Mm.
You know, that was after I got 13 channels instead of 3. So, I know it's you, KJ. Oh, I hit D instead of E. That's unfortunate. So we have 3 balloons left. We'll give you the Alien Anonymous Memorial A and the Austin Attack Memorial R. Right.
I love it. You're like Vanna Ryan. I love Wheel Fortune. It's yeah, exactly. Cling, cling.
Well, I remember when Vanna first started, you had to actually like rotate the letters.
Yes.
And now it's just the little touch in the corner.
Right, which I'm kind of like, I always ask myself, is she actually doing that, or is somebody behind? They're just like doing it every time she acts like she's touching it, because she doesn't have to actually do
All right.
anything.
Downs is choosing violence just like you did when you took shots at Maiko. I didn't pick the list. The list picked us. I think Halle Berry's got LL. Well, it ends in E. Yeah, that's not it.
Halle Berry. I like Halle Berry very much better.
I can't count. It's right. Like, Barry would have been a great... But, like... Famous people... Is it Hildar
Wait.
Duff? Who the hell is Mary Berry?
Oh, from the Great British Baking Show.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, I think Katy Perry is a safer bet.
Yeah, I
Downs,
think
I'll
so,
let you
too.
pick.
I think
Downs,
so.
if you want me to guess Mary Berry, I will do it for you. Oh, wait, we already guessed M. It can't be Mary Berry. All right, we're going to go Katy Perry then.
Yeah.
I kissed a girl, and we got this puzzle right. Nice job. KJ.
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Which, by the way,
That was such
cherry
a good
chapstick
song.
is really good.
Okay. I have a cherry chap. Okay. So my homie and I used to work at the same company for a long time, and like he would go into these meetings, and we were in ad sales, so our job was to go and present to people, right? And his lips were just glistening and pink, and afterwards I was like, "So what kind of chapstick you use?" He's like, "Cherry chapstick." I'm like, "Yeah, your lips are like super pink and glossy." Hey, which is great. They're hydrated.
Mary Berry is from the kids show Great British Bake
Oh
Off.
my god, hilarious.
Downs, you're on fire this morning. I appreciate it.
You're going down. Yeah, JF Downs. It was so good to see you.
Wow. I anticipated your so.
That's how good it is now.
Wait, so Downs said that. What are you talking about that you've met Downs?
No, on the 5 question when he came on for the 5 questions.
Okay. I was very confused.
We virtually met each other. Our souls met. Our energies connected. Yeah, that was super fun.
I took it off. I was in production notes. All right, well, Kalaf, that person that I gave you, that name in production notes you added, would you mind tuning in on Twitch for about 10 minutes and give me a vibe check, please? Because based on some advice that I've gotten from some folks, we were going to try to find people to send you to on Twitch who are in talk shows and podcasts. And it's really hard to scout people when you're doing the show during the time where you can see who else is on talk shows and podcasts. So I went in there during the 8 o'clock break while you were doing meditation. I was like, okay, well, let's see if I can find someone. And the first person I clicked on, I was like, okay, they look pretty okay, but they were rating this person. And so I was like, well, and so because Theo is a musician, I thought, well, maybe we can go to someone who's doing music that we haven't met before. And this is the person that person from talk shows and podcasts sent us to. So if you could watch for about 10 minutes, that'd be great. Here's your Awesome Attack Memorial R and all the Wheel of Fortune letters. All right. We're down to 3 balloons, but that's what you get. You're right. That was quite a roller coaster of this explanation. We just went right down that rabbit hole. But it's for you, chat. We're doing this for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a guess of blackberries.
Oh, okay.
Whoever said that is cracked.
Yeah. Man, you guys are so good at this.
Kalaf. Cracked. All right, well, there we go. We banked 14 balloons. When we come back on the next edition of Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, we'll continue to try to get back into the hundreds. It has been now officially months since we were in the hundreds on that game. So
wow.
It's quite sad. 8:30 West Coast time. Star Trek Day, Pardon Day, Quiet Day. Look, it's Maiko's Iguana Awareness Day, Actors Day, National Ampersand Day. Look at Ampersand getting the love it should.
You mean the actual symbol?
Yep. We had great Jellybone Jabroni and I Am JF Downs did their best Kalaf impression, our head of research and development, in the first hour. This is what we learned about the ampersand, okay? Because the question was the ampersand always synonymous for and, or did that have to, become a thing? And so Downs looked it up, and so did Jelly. The origin of the ampersand can be traced back to the Latin word et, meaning and. The E and the T that make up this word were occasionally written together to form a ligature, a character consisting of 2 or more joined letters. And then Jelly went on to explain that that's how we got to the ampersand, because, I'm finding Jellies really quick, because, and per se, and eventually evolved into the ampersand, the word we know and love today. The rest is history. There. I think I combined both of their findings into one succinct thing.
Okay, I don't know why that went through one ear and not the other, but then I saw JF Downs just say and per se. And yeah, then now that makes sense.
And Nintendo, this is just marketing for Big Ampersand, and quite frankly, I won't have it. That's true. Yeah, Big Ampersand. It's as bad as Big Tobacco. Watch out for Big Ampersand. World Physical Therapy Day, which I was on board with what Jelly said. Physical therapists are the best. They just also, it'd be nice if we could make them more affordable.
Oh my goodness, seriously.
And that transitions into a discussion about universal healthcare, which could be a topic that we could focus on, for example, in a GMS week of action in the future. So, International Literacy Day as well today. So, going back to reading the encyclopedia. Well, and so this is to your point. You talked about reading the encyclopedia. The other thing that I did as a kid that is part of the reason I became such a sports fan is I read the newspaper every day.
Oh, of course you did. I could totally see you doing that.
And in the sports section, they had this great area, and it's still in the newspaper to this day, where it was like all the box scores and all the standings. Like, that's how I used to know before the internet, like, who was in first place. Like, people would come to me and be like, hey, who's winning the NL East in baseball? I'd be able to tell you because I read all these things. But there was also a transactions section, and that's how I always used to know where all the players went, because they would list, like, LeBron James signed with the Bucks. Those kind of things. So.
I don't know why I just see you like as a tiny little human being already dressed up exactly how you are right now. Like an adult. You were like a tiny adult.
I wore hats a long time, but I never really wore them backwards. I only do this for lighting. But yeah, I used to wear hats a lot, and then I had a stretch like in high school where I just stopped, and then I started wearing hats again probably in the last 10 years or so. I think it was when I realized, listen, my hair's falling out. It's not because of the hat. Because there's maybe I was gonna say myth, but maybe it's true that hats encourage your hair to fall out.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I'd like to keep my hair, especially because, as you can imagine, there's not too many play-by-play folks on TV where they do their stand-up before their game with their microphone. I wish I had a microphone right now. I have a shotgun mic. That'll work.
Yes, we're about to get a little reenactment.
Well,
Let's go.
Damn it, it's black on black here. There we go. Okay. So cue me in. Give me like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, going live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
On the banks of Seattle, we get ready for the season opening game between the Seahawks and the Broncos, as we are live to you from Lewin Field in Seattle. Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Goff, along with my co-host, that's Miss Theo. We appreciate you joining us for the preseason opener for the Seahawks, and it's going to be a battle as they take on this Denver Broncos team. I'm really amazed how well the development of Teddy Bridgewater has developed, Theo. And you look at this quarterback competition to begin the year, it's really Teddy Bridgewater's to lose.
Sports.
Anyway, point being, when you do the stand-up, there's not many people who get those jobs who get to wear a hat. And so I always wanted my hair to stay with me. It's not going to happen. So I just have to be... Are you
gonna have a Steve situation?
No, I'm still gonna try to get hired, even though I don't have great hair. Like if I had Mike's hair, man, crush it.
But look at all this hair you have here, though.
I know. Well, that's where it all went.
It just migrates.
Well, it just keeps going.
Well, I really hope you do get hired for your dream job, because I think you would be amazing.
Well,
at
listen,
it.
I already have my dream job.
Oh,
I just want to do more of it.
More, yes.
Yeah.
Your elevated dreams, more dreams. You can have more than one dream.
Listen, this goes back to growth, and this is why what I said earlier, from the GMS standpoint, like, I don't like the idea of just growth for growth's sake, like growth because that's what we've always done. So I was a semifinalist for a Division I play-by-play job, and that was when I was still thinking that's where I wanted to go. And when I didn't get it, it crushed my soul. Don't get me wrong, I was very upset because I thought I had it. I thought I did. But then what it did was it made me think about why I wanted to go to Division I, because at the time, you do that because you're trying to get to the top of the job chain, right? You know,
right.
You do bigger games, and then therefore there's all the things that come with that. And the only thing I could come up with as to why I wanted Division I play-by-play gig was because you do it in stadiums for football with 60,000 people plus. If you like do Penn State games, you're in a stadium with like 110,000 people. All right, and when I realized that, like, that's the only reason, like nothing else about it, like there's no ego here. Like I didn't want to be the person because I wanted to be the person. It's just because there's all that energy. Listen, I just worked a game a couple weeks ago, and there was probably 30,000 people there. And when you wear a headset and you hear 30,000 people, it's just, for a social extrovert like myself, it is the most amazing sound. Okay.
That's so cool.
So you get my point, is like, that's what it was. And so what I realized is I do smaller level college football, and the game is the same. The fun part about doing play-by-play is the same. All of that's like equal. So I already get to do what I love to do. But I do want to do like a handful of games in like a big stadium with like 30,000 plus. I do want to do that like a handful of times a year. Like So that's like an additional thing, but I don't need to be, you know.
I love it. You are living your dream. Well, isn't waking up every morning and doing GMS your dream?
This at this point is the most fun I've had in a long time. We were talking about this yesterday. Man, we are really opening. Thank you for giving me my therapy session, Theo. But we were talking about this last night, Sean and I, because it was really fun off the heels of the anniversary special to reflect on the show. And I told him, I was like, what is amazing to me is I've not woken up to do this show and been like, I don't feel like doing it. It's fun. It's been fun for a year. Every single show has been fun for a year. Even the bad shows, like where, you know, I feel like I could have done better. That's huge. And so the thank yous and all that stuff we sent out, yeah, I mean, the Pledgeathon was very successful because of you, chat, and that's something that we want to do because we're using this public radio funding model. But it was just a fun experience because of everyone who was involved. I mean, Scott Chick came in here and said, at one point, it was like 3 a.m., was like, y'all are amazing. Like, Scott Chick just said, she's like, I just need to say this really quick. Y'all are amazing. And, like, that's super kind of you to say. People don't tell people when they're doing a good job. Anyway.
I think what you're providing is, I mean, it's inspiring, Ryan. Like, I can barely get up for one time a week just because I'm not a morning person, but dang, every morning you just bring it, and it's amazing. And it's building such a beautiful community where we can all meet each other, where we probably wouldn't have met each other otherwise, you know?
I don't know. There's a lot of, you know, you and I have talked a lot about, like, your spirituality and, like, some of the background on Reiki, and, like, me not necessarily going that direction yet, but, like, believing in fate and some of those kind of things, right? And I don't find it surprising that, like, I happen to find somebody on the internet like a Kiki Low and relate to her, appreciate her for asking follow-up questions and wanting to, like, bring people in, and then the offshoot of that is I find all y'all, right? That's not surprising to me in the least. So
It's so dope.
KJ said you have started waking up at 6 a.m. because of the show. Oh, you have. KJ has as well.
Yeah, see, there you go.
It's funny. We keep telling you that this is an entertainment show, right? That's what we keep telling you. But the truth is, we're trying to make people wake up early. That's our whole motive for that.
You know what? Okay, we need to make, like, an alarm song for GMS. So people can wake up and set that as their, like, audio alarm.
We already
morning.
have, in a way.
Oh, you do?
All right,
Oh.
so check this out. I
Okay,
know that
go.
you show up in the 7 o'clock hour most
Yes,
often.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gaming Morning Show.
Ah, the sounds of morning.
Early
Oh,
in
yes.
the morning,
Birds singing.
gotta feed the donkey.
The sun peeking above the
When you
horizon.
feed the donkey,
The gentle nudge from your morning alarm clock.
this is what he says.
A subtle reminder
So
that
really,
today is a new
If you
day.
think about it, I mean, that really is our,
You know,
our
I-
wake-up show.
No, you're right. You're right. I need to just clip that and put it as my actual alarm sound, especially the donkey sound. Great way to wake up.
Bob can help. All right, how are we doing, chat? Let's tell you about a bear in California. But anyway, that was a lot of fun to kind of, like, psychoanalyze me for a little bit. And
Anytime.
listen, this is where like I asked that same group of people who gave me this feedback about trying to send people over on Twitch when we're done with our show to people in, like, the talk shows category. That same kind of conversation brought out, you know, I was asking what I could be doing more of. And I really do want to help more people with self-awareness. And, like, you know how great it was to realize, like, I didn't need to go the Division 1 path, because I realized, like, that's not the reason I love doing what I do. It's because of the game primarily. And there was there was another way to go about it. Like, I didn't have to view myself as, like, if I never went to Division 1, I wasn't a disappointment, right? Like, I realized, like, I'm in a great situation, and it could be even better, as opposed to being like, I'm fine with this,
Right.
Like, I love my situation. I would love, you know how cool it'd be to be with the same team for 30 years and like, be done? And, like, know that for 3 decades, you had a chance to, like, represent them? I love that idea.
It's part of the legacy.
I think it'd be fun. All right, Bear visits a home. This is from Ben Hooper of UPI because, and like I said, this is kind of sad because we have the natural disasters going on, right? You have Hurricane Ida that's impacted Louisiana and the Northeast. You have wildfires that always happen this time of year, but California's been battling them to a different degree. You had a bear that Michael Doyle said he and his wife left their South Lake Tahoe home due to the Calder fire, and they received an alert from their smartphone app on this doorbell that they have. They checked the footage. There's a bear knocking over potted plants in a rain barrel. And that's when Doyle told KCRA-TV, it's definitely time for us to go home. The bear did not, I repeat, did not apparently get into the house, but he won't be sure until he can actually get home to check. So,
oh my goodness.
Apparently, this is from Ben Hooper, UPI again. Downgraded evacuation warnings on Monday as the Cal Fire was, as Cal Fire, the organization fighting, has made progress with the wildfire. So, there you go.
Lovely.
I mean,
Following that.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. No. Oh, no, go. I was going to change the subject, so.
Well,
continue.
I was just going to say, like, I read the paper yesterday because my in-laws get the paper over at Sean's house. And there was a whole small town east of where I live that got destroyed in last year's fire.
Oh, no.
It was over Labor Day. And they just had, like, a big ceremony and stuff to, like, honor the volunteers. Because a lot of volunteer firefighters helped with that particular situation. So, wildfires suck. And by and large, they're getting worse. That's both, scientific evidence, but also just, like, perception. Like, I've asked a whole bunch of people in Montana, like, they're getting worse, aren't they? And people are like, yeah. And then, that goes into the 2 lines of thinking, well, it's because people don't manage their forests well. Do you think? Anyway, I'll get off wildfires. Theo, bring us something better than wildfires.
Well, there was one, like, was it last year or the year before, where someone did a gender reveal party, and that's how they started one of the wildfires out here. Yeah.
I was driving on the freeway to go to work, and I happened to drive onto the freeway off an on ramp, and I saw fire starting on, like, the grass as I was driving by, and my first instinct was like, it looks like fire. And then the next thing I thought was like, I gotta call somebody, because that could become a fire, right?
Yes.
So I called 911 and reported it. What I should have done is I should have pulled over and, like, at least monitored it, because the worst part was I called as I'm driving up. And so, like, I leave it behind me, and I'm like, I don't even know if it's there by the time they get there, or, like, do I need to start, like, grabbing some clothes and, like, because I carry clothes in my car.
Or just roll on top of it.
Oh,
just
no.
roll your body.
I set myself on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Anyway, you were going to change the subject.
Oh, yes. I was going to say, Scott Chick. Just what she said. GMS is the sunshine on a cloudy day. I could be having the most stressful time at work, but that 15 minutes of GMS I get on my break time cheers me up no end and keeps me going. Told you are amazing, even with the terrible dad jokes.
All right, listen. Sean admits that he lost the dad joke battle at 2 a.m. Pacific time during our anniversary special. He won it solely because he was dead inside by the time I got there, because that was his last hour. So he was so tired that he couldn't laugh at anything. But tell me you can't laugh at this, all right? I hope you can. I don't get why Marvel doesn't use the Hulk to advertise more, Theo. He's basically one big banner.
And that's pretty good, actually.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And I was in advertising, so yeah, that's funny.
What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle? Attire.
That's pretty good.
Last one that was on my list that I liked. It's because we had people submit jokes. What do you call a line of men waiting to get their haircuts?
What?
a barber Q.
Ha. You get one. Okay, Scott Chick's like cricket. No.
Oh, well, listen, Scott Chick, I was going to say, you're already Deputy Cat Petter. I don't know if I could also name you official complimenter of GMS, but apparently if I had bestowed that title upon you, you would have ripped it away.
Wait.
So.
Deputy Cat Petter.
Yeah, so we have official GMS Cat Petter, which is Austin Attack 12.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but when Austin is not here to be able to fulfill her duties, we have our Deputy Cat Petter. And I'm not afraid to add whatever is after deputy. Wait, you can deputize numerous people, right? So, like, Scott Chick sometimes has to work during the show and only can tune in during the breaks. Well, maybe we could get an additional Deputy Cat Petter. So.
Back up. Can we also, like, night people?
Do you want to start knighting people on GMS?
Yes, can we start knighting people?
Sir Pickle Feets.
Yes. I feel like Downs should be the first night.
Oh, man, you and Downs, you gotta meet.
Well, we have a GMS love story.
Someday you'll find it. The Theo
GMS connection.
Better.
GMS connection.
Theo. Or Miss Theo. No, Downs, Miss Theo, and me.
Yes. Beautiful.
Jelly, you can be a knight. Absolutely. We'll let anybody be what they want.
Yes. That'd be so cool.
All right.
Yes, Downs, you could be my deputy.
We are 8:50, so we got to get out of here. It's time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. If you missed any of the headlines, you just have to search our Twitter.
Hashtag GMS Morning Gaming
Before we
News.
do that, again, please follow our good friend Miss Theo on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. And that's the places that you should follow us when you can follow on social media, because we'd certainly appreciate that. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here are the headlines of the day. Sean said the news was today. So not awful, but it was Top Gun Maverick, which is the sequel to Top Gun, had an expansion that was supposed to come out for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's also been delayed because the film has been delayed, according to Charlie Hall of Polygon. Ubisoft, don't call me Ubisoft, finally names replacement for disgraced chief creative officer. It's according to Eurogame's Tom Phillips. And the first ever Paralympics video game, which we learned has been out for a while. But we wanted to share it with you because it got on Sean's radar from GameIndustry.biz's James Batchelor. So we shared those stories with you this morning. And then, as we do, we had to pick a name of the morning for a game that's out today. And so here's the list of what is out today. Struggling, available for PS4 and Xbox One. And that was it. So Struggling is our name of the morning.
I also feel like that's just the energy of the news.
That's exactly what we said this morning. Nice.
Struggling.
Nice job. I'm proud of you. I think for Billy Thundergun Award today, which goes to our teammate of the match, I think I'll let you pick. We can either give it to Hyper, because Hyper brought us a whole bunch of good Aussie knowledge and tolerated your Vegemite question. Actually, no, I'm going to give it to, I think runners-up would have been Downs and Jelly because of their great fill-in for K-Laugh. But let's give it to Hyper today.
Billy Thundergun, Teammate of the Match Award.
Because you tolerated the question and taught us about Super Ted and Liftoff and whatever the other one was.
Yes.
Round the
twist. And that you're still up right now, which is probably what, like 1 a.m.? What is it?
Is Theo denying me my knighthood?
No. Never.
Why do you hate pickle feeds?
I love pickles. And I love pickle feeds.
Okay.
Here, I hereby knight thee, Sir Pickle, king of all pickles.
Only the pickle feeds.
Only the pickle feeds.
Sir Pickles.
Sir Pickles.
Every time that we do knight somebody, though, we have to talk with a knight-like accent.
What's a knight like?
I don't know. We have to
accent?
figure that part out. So.
Or do we have to be more like the queen, because the queen is the one who's knighting them?
you know, there's a whole lot of things. We have to sort a lot of things out, is what
Yeah,
I think
we
we're
do.
learning.
Yes, that's true.
from
We'll
today's
figure it out.
conversation. All right, get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay, chat. What is something you learned from today's show? And then we are going to send you over to the smallest of the two that you gave me, Kiki. So will you please type their name again in the chat? That would be very much appreciated. All right, let's get to the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Here it is, theoretically. It's the clip of the day.
Hey.
It's Actors Day. National Ampersand Day. I like that day.
Nice.
It's about damn time we got some respect for the ampersand, huh?
And
yeah. That's right. What was the? This would be fun. If Kalaf was here already, I'd ask Kalaf to find out. Was the ampersand always for the purposes of like substituting and? Right.
Oh, that's a good question.
Or did the ampersand like show up for some other reason?
Just got relegated to being and.
Comma, you Mara sticks. I know that's not how that's pronounced. This can't be, right?
It fit better for the song.
Euromastics. Comma, Euromastics. Makes me giggle. You know, watching that makes me think we probably need some context, because what I just said there sounds a little awkward. Apparently, that is the type of lizard that Maiko now has. Is a Euromastistix or whatever.
I saw the photos. They look cool.
Because it's Iguana Day, and I was like, "Hey, Mike, you got an iguana?" And Mike was, "It's not an iguana. It's a Euromastistix."
Oh.
So that's type of iguana.
Got it.
Since we're going on a music raid, and because Miss Theo is here, please say good morning from GMS. Do the sun emojis, right? But also add because it's so good.
So good.
Takeaways that were pretty okay, chat. What is something you learned from today's show? Please start putting them in. Theo, what is your takeaway that was pretty okay?
That it's always worth it waking up early to see y'all. Period. It's amazing.
Chat's takeaways that were pretty okay. Let's see. KJ, mine ampersand does not get enough love. Ampersand. Jelly, takeaway, the Paralympic game better come in VR, but I'm still getting it no matter what. We turned out it was apparently a mobile game. So that's pretty cool. And if you can put it on like with the cardboard VR thing, that would be even better. Yeah, Kalaf, whatever you just typed, that's the type of lizard that Mike has. Chris said, my takeaway is that we could probably talk about old kids shows for several shows. Maybe that would be the next good nerd roundtable. So we could do that. Hyper, yes, there is a Paralympic game. Let me link. Actually, just go to our Twitter, twitter.com/watchgms. Yes. Thank you, Jelly. Jelly's got my back. All right, we're going to go say good morning from GMS to Tyler Lev's Music. And if you could tag on the, how's that go again? What's the name of that song? Your song?
So good.
That's great. My takeaway is that's pretty okay is Theo is now my pseudo-therapist. But really, GMS has been... It saved me in a lot of ways because the pandemic was going to make me even more depressed. But it returned me to understanding how much I enjoy talking and entertaining and performing. So you all have been great for me. Thank you for all the happiness you bring me. And if we are helping you in any way, shape, or form, then the feeling is mutual. And that will do it for today. For Theo, for Sean, for Mike, for Austin, I am Hefty Goof. Thank you so much. Great job, Hyper. For Billy Thundergun Honors, congratulations again. And we will see you tomorrow for more Gaming Morning Show. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.